Hi everyone, I'm just checking that you can see me. You can hear me even. Just waiting on Lainey. Now, am I going up to get a new stream? I'm best waiting on I. Just in case. Just let me know if you can hear me okay, please. You can hear me, Bob, yeah? Thank you. I'm double streaming. Yeah, that's because we have a vertical and hang on guys. Just getting a message. Right, I've just messaged Lena to tell her we're live, and then I'll go and make dinner because I'm hungry. I didn't really eat yesterday. My own fault, it's no one else's. I didn't feel hungry at all. I just had fruit. Okay, let's just play a little bit of music in the background until she comes and sees what we're. Coffee's king, cigs in hand, she does her thing. Maggie's got the jokes we know. Together we are ready for the show. Chats on fire, the crowd goes wild. Okay, so leave that like that. Leanie's love for Java steams. We're living out our crazy dreams on a quarantine. Hang on, guys, I have another message. We're both done alive. She's on her way. Yeah, we're all plodding on, aren't we? Oh, that's nice. I was shattered soon about anyone else. My eyes were closing. I don't know where we're watching MJD. I haven't got a clue. I don't see anything in here. I just see the same in here. Here she comes.
Okay, Maggie. So I know you could leave that playing on in the background. We probably should. Well, people get sick of that song, but yeah, we'll just leave it playing in the background for right now. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We appreciate you guys so much. Roller Skaters here. Good to see you guys. We're on Verdict Watch, you guys. Maggie, I was going to ask you. I'm going to throw this one up there. This is the first time we've ever done this before, you guys. So just bear with us through this, you guys. Maggie, do you think you could take the thumbnail, something like this, after your dinner? Please go have dinner first, and then
what do you want me to do?
You see the thumbnail on screen?
Yeah.
Do you think you could do something like this, but put Verdict Watch in it too?
I'll do it right now.
No, you don't have to do it right now. Go eat.
Do you want that still on it or just Verdict Watch? Lindsay Clancy trial, Verdict Watch.
Yes, yeah, that Verdict Watch would be good. Yeah.
Okay, go on. I'll leave you there and I'll do that now and then I'll run out and make something sweet. So it won't take me long.
Mine's real easy. I'm just going to have, I haven't been hungry in a little while, but I'm probably going to have some spinach. I think I got 1 can. I can't believe how I started wanting death penalty before I have flipped completely 180. Well, I have to be honest with you guys. You guys are going to shoot me. Hold on, let me just turn the music down just a little bit. You guys are going to shoot me. You're not going to believe what's going to come out of my mouth. I'm kind of embarrassed that I'm going to say it, but listen, I have to call it real, you guys. I have to call it real with you guys. Y'all, I was flipping. I was completely like, when I heard the judge giving, charging the jury with what they could charge Lindsay with, I was sitting there thinking to myself, all of the different things that we know, right? You know, all the stuff that shows premeditation, and then all the stuff that shows there's no way she was totally in psychosis. And then I started thinking, what did they prove? Did they prove at all that she was in psychosis, or did the defense actually... They don't have to prove anything, right? But I don't remember there being any testimony as far as for sure she was in psychosis. And I know y'all are going to slap me for this. I know. So I was sitting out there and I was listening to it. And I was like, wait a second. I haven't had any proof that there was actually any psychosis. But I do have some proof that was given in court that was not negated at all by ORED, the defense, that it wasn't true, that some things do look like premeditation to me. So I was thinking, oh my God, does that mean that I would say guilty? I don't know, but this is the first time that I ever entertained the thought of, wait just a second. What did I hear? What did they say? What was proven? What was not? Which most things were just not proven. Sorry. I hate to be the one to break it down to you, but that's the truth. Most of the stuff was not proven at all. It was very poor. It was very, very poorly. The prosecution very poorly brought this on, and their witnesses... Yeah, if you watch the whole thing, we struggled with the witnesses. We struggled so hard. And half of them, I think, weren't even talking about this trial. They were talking about statistics and other things like that. Like, they were not, did you even talk to Lindsay? Oh, 30 minutes? Oh, but that doctor told you this, and that doctor told you that, and the nursing team told you. I mean, that's... Y'all, I just don't know. But this is the first time I have entertained the thought that there has to be something else besides her, because all the time I've been saying she needs to be just institutionalized, because they haven't been able to prove premeditation. But then I look back and I listen to some of the things, like the phone calls that were made, right? Sending him to a different restaurant. Now, listen, I don't care how far that restaurant is. If I want some Taco Bell and it's 2 miles longer to get there, I'm still going to ask Beefcake to buy that for me. You know what I mean? So I can't really, I can't really keep that in mind that she sent him to a restaurant that was further away from her house. Maybe that's what she was feeling. Maybe she was feeling it, right? But there's so many things that I think about that I'm just like, "Wait, well, wait, what? What? Wait a minute, what?" You know? Jen says, "Prosecution has to prove she was completely sane and acted on purpose out of malice or to be, or to benefit herself." Right. So then you can throw it back that, yeah, she was sending him to the store for medication, so that she did take her daughter to the doctor that morning. So that morning, what I mean, if somebody had brought this up in chat early on in the trial, they said, why would she have even taken her daughter to the doctor if she had planned, if she had premeditated this far in advance, that she was just going to murder them and herself? Why waste your time? Why waste your last day here on earth sitting in a doctor's office? That kind of made sense to me. Hi, Just Becca. Good to see you. And then I thought, Miss Barbara said, see, I have to get out of my head. I just need to let you guys talk and me read. What if Patrick was having an affair and she found out, and that was a final straw? She flipped out completely. I can't take that off the table as well. I mean, there's so much we don't know that I feel like in other circumstances, I feel like Red, old Reddington, old Red himself, I feel like he's seasoned enough and well, and just, I think he's a great lawyer from everything that I've seen. I think he would have totally brought that up if it was beneficial to Lindsay Clancy's case. But because that would look premeditated, right? If he said, look, this poor girl here, she's having depression and anxiety, and some would say psychosis, and she's struggling with all these medications being thrown at her, which one to take, which one not to take. She's got a newborn baby that doesn't want to take the bottle, but yet she's got to quit nursing because she's on medication now. She's got these other two kids, that are at that age where they're just not, especially, Dawson. He's at a very tough age. She's overwhelmed, and and her husband's having an affair and all this. That's going to totally look like premeditation, like she snapped, like that was the last straw, Miss Barbara, right? So I agree with you there. So if he knows that to be true, I could see him not bringing that into the trial. But if the prosecution thought it, absolutely, they would bring it into trial unless they thought the jury would feel sorry for her and give a vote out of pity. Becca says, y'all don't want to know my opinion. I went on panel showing my proofs. It was Patrick, but they can't try two people for the same crime. I don't mind anybody's opinion. None. This has to end, even if they want to look into Patrick. There is a petition online and a new investigation, which would be hard. It will be hard, especially if she's found guilty. I'd have to listen. All of our state laws are very, very different when it comes to that kind of stuff. But I know most states would probably call that something, and they're not going to try somebody else unless it's an accomplice. And I just don't see if he actually is the one that did this. She's definitely not an accomplice to it. And if she's the one that actually did it, I don't think he was an accomplice to it. They didn't prove that she even did it. Right. I agree with that. I agree with that. But that's not because she admitted to doing it. She was on trial. Did she admit to doing it because she was in a psychotic state? Or did she admit to doing it because of malice murder, premeditated? She had all thought out. So this trial was not about having to prove who did it, who didn't do it. She admitted to it. Now, whether she was coerced into it or look, I'm just gonna say this, if she was coerced into it or there was I think if Reddington had any kind of and this is gonna, pop some people's bubbles and you're probably not gonna agree with me, but I respect her counsel so much that I think if he thought she was coerced in any way, shape, or form, he would have used that as a defense and said, "Negative. She didn't even do this. Patrick is the one that I think he would have used the abuse thing to get her off, and she probably would have got off. Not only that, the family, you know what I mean? They testified, and so I know it's hard for some of you guys to believe that really believe that Patrick is the one that did it. I absolutely believe that if her attorney thought for 1 second she was coerced into this or that he used her that he thought that Patrick was responsible, that would have been the defense. He would have said, "We're not even charging her," like, n like, we can't charge her," and that's what he would have gone with, I think. I I mean, I think. Roller skating Texas girl says, "The defense said she did it, and that's why it's an insanity trial." That's right. Misty says, "That's my problem. Did she ever admit" hold on. Let me go back up just a minute. Did she ever admit it, or did she wake up and they told her what she did? Well, at some point, you have to admit it. That's why they wait until she's able to speak, and then she is given a sanity, test to make sure that she is sane enough to stand trial. So, she would have had to sign a paper that she did it. Now, whether it was coerced, there could be some coercion there and them playing with her mental health, and they told her, and so she just believed it. Listen, I wasn't there. That's why I prayed. That's why I prayed, because only Lindsay and Patrick and God know exactly what happened there, and I don't know. But I do think that Reddington would have said, "Absolutely not." I think he would have got to the bottom of it. I mean, the man hired his own, private investigator to get a witness on the stand. I'm pretty sure, if he thought she anyway was coerced or, is telling a lie or whatever, I'm pretty sure he would have got him out of it. That's just my opinion. Um Moonchild Hello says, "If the jury decides not guilty insanity, would she still go to a mental hospital?" It depends on what the, um so like Andrea Yates, right? They tried her twice. The first time was a hung jury, and the second time and she admitted to it too. I mean, I think she's the one that actually called 911. But anyways, she had 2 trials because the first one was a hung jury, and, she got sentenced to, she got institutionalized, right? And just recently, she came up on, appeals and to see if she could appeal to get out, and she was like, "Negative, I don't want out." So, if sh I did listen to an expert yesterday say that if, she does, get off on insane like so she said she's guilty, okay, so that's not what this is about. Um, if it does come out that, yes, she killed her kids, but she was in a mental, psychotic state, then I think what happens is that she still stays in the institution for so many years, and she's allowed a parole at a certain day. Now, the, um, the, defense the spe oh god, you guys, I can't think, and I need something to drink. The the person who, was talking about it, the specialist, court specialist, I don't remember what they were, where they came from. They did say that if she is found guilty of this, it is quite possible that either she will stay institutionalized where she's at, maybe still have a parole date. Listen, it's a no-win situation. She's gonna stay into thank you so much, Maggie, I appreciate you. She's gonna stay institutionalized until they feel like she is well enough to be let out, into the custody. I'm sure she'll be in somebody's custody, whether it be her parents or sister, whoever. I'm sure that they will have rights over her and things like that. And they also said that they could even get her, if she's able to be well enough to have her meds taking care of where it is stabilized her, it could be possible if she's found guilty that she will do prison time. So it's like just in this, it's like in this bubble where these little balls inside the bubbles are just bouncing around because there's so many different ways that this can turn, so many different ways, and everybody is so divided. Everybody's got a different scenario. Not everybody, but there's like some good, like 4 or 5 different scenarios that are running, and none of them seem unlogical to me. I'm not gonna lie. They, listen, I can make sense out of the same things you guys can make sense out of. I just can. That's why I'm glad I'm not there. Is this the Jury Watch stream? It is, Curtis. Welcome back. Thank you so much for coming in. So like I said, I am on the same time frame as Massachusetts. I am living in Indiana. I am Alini. The Scouser accent that you hear that is busy making her some dinner right now from England is Maggie. She's a co-host at this channel. Thank you to everybody. We just got to 4K during the last live stream. I thank you so much for your support. We thank you for that so much. During this even verdict watch, you guys, we are going to keep on we're still going to keep it on that only those that are sub to the channel can comment. And the reason is because, listen, nobody wants to sit here and watch this all day. Nobody wants to sit here and talk all day. Nobody wants to babysit a stream all day. Not me, not Maggie, not you mods, not anyone else. So everybody's going to be doing their own thing, watching in and out, in and out, in and out. And that's what it's for. That's what it's for. And then hopefully we'll all be around when the jury comes with their verdict, and we'll be able to watch it together. So I'm just going to leave the controls on. That way we know that at least no shit is going down, right? Jody, you're just stupid. Who's Jody? PTS is a living nightmare. You literally see things you can't unsee. Either way, still doesn't justify killing 3 people. Well, see, listen, where you fucked up in all of that, Scott, sweetheart, is that you called somebody stupid. Nobody is stupid because they don't agree with you, or they can't understand you, or they can't respect your opinion. You don't have to respect their opinion, and they don't have to respect your opinion in ways of jumping on your bandwagon. You just have to respect each other as human beings to have your own opinion. Okay, we're not going to do any name calling in here. Let's please not do that, you guys. Just agree. Be an adult. If you can't make it make sense to somebody, move on to somebody else. But be an adult. That's all we ask. The Knight's Meek, sorry. Stop looking to complicate things and understand it's just so you feel intelligent and superior. Oh, well, I didn't know that about myself. So thank you. Thank you, the Knight's Meek. I appreciate it. I want to read that again. That's so good. Stop looking to complicate things and understand. It's just so you feel intelligent and superior. Is that what I was doing? Oh, I thought I was just giving an opinion. See, I thought it said according to Leanie up there, and guess who I am? I'm Leanie. Imagine that. Oh my God. Does that make me more intelligent or superior? Absolutely not. But it does give me the right to say whatever the hell I want to say. She strangled 3 innocent, vulnerable children. Nobody is saying, well, I am not saying that she didn't. I'm saying she did. She absolutely did to that. So simple. Give her the death penalty. Okay, let me ask you this. I don't even know if you're still here. You may not even be worth it. But I'm going to ask you this. Everybody that just says give her the death penalty, first of all, Massachusetts doesn't have one. So let me ask you this. Is is mental health, is depression, anxiety, psychosis, schizophrenia, any of the ones you can come up with, is that a disease that at times cannot be helped? Thank you so much, Blair. She's evil, not crazy. I can listen, you're entitled to that, Mr. Lono. You are absolutely entitled to that. Some people think that and some people don't, and you're entitled to that. Take care of your kids out here, y'all. Absolutely.
Lee, are we going to be watching some type of footage? Are we going to?
Yeah, I noticed some new people that are coming in talking that are obviously subscribed. So I want to talk to them just a minute, and then we'll put something up. I'm just kind of nervous about the whole Court TV thing now, because obviously they're blasting all of us right now. But I get it. But I totally get it. And listen, I'm not shaming them for that at all. It doesn't matter the reason. Unfortunately, I think anyone who commits murder, rape, etc., mental illness does not change the outcome. No, of course not. It doesn't change the outcome.
Lee, can I just ask, what if you play music over it? Or music?
We've got like 6 songs. That'll run out really quick and people will be sick of it.
We just have to play the same song, baby. Yeah, but everyone's going to sit there, are they?
No, I'll just, in a little while, I'll just bring, I'll just pull up some Brian Enton and stuff like that. Verdict today, Possum says. Wild Angel, just, hey, y'all, just got a chance to get on here. What's up with the trial? We are in verdict watch right now. Imagine strangling your own children one by one. I can't imagine it, Brian. I can't. But
no,
I'm not in psychosis either. And I'm not saying she was, and I'm not saying she wasn't. You
haven't made your mind up?
There's too many things that are still unsure.
I know.
I feel like
I have to go with the most. That's what I think the most. I've got to be honest.
I think there's too many things that did not get answered, and there's still too many holes in it. So for me, it would have to be not guilty, because there was the reasonable doubt was not met. It wasn't met. There is still reasonable doubt in my head. So I would have to say not guilty. I mean, with final statements, it was long and difficult to get through. I'm not going to lie, Wild Angel. And that's all I got to say about that. Wood chipper, Possum says, give her the chair. Sai says, hold on, I got a cough. Fully guilty, wrong says. Mr. Lano says, what the fuck? I don't know what you're talking about there, but you can enlighten me. I missed it. Looked back on the live, didn't see it. It's because Court TV struck a lot of us. A lot of us. Psychosis still doesn't validate murder. No, not at all. Not at all. It doesn't. No, it doesn't validate murder. Listen, and that is why the judge is giving out different sentences that they could send, different scenarios that they could sentence her to, right? So it's not only just guilty or not guilty. They have a choice. What should she be guilty of? Is it manslaughter? Is it manslaughter by reason of insanity? Is it, you know what I mean? There's different things. So there's different levels. And I think that's a good thing, especially for a case like this where it is so divided. So divided. I can only imagine what the jury is thinking. I can't imagine. Let's see, what kind of reasonable doubt that you have? There's a lot of reasonable doubt that I have. I can name just a few. First of all, she absolutely did seek help. I'm not talking, listen, you're not going to hear anything come out of my mouth that I didn't see I'm not talking about stuff that I've seen on TikTok or other YouTube channels or anywhere else. I'm talking about the stuff that I saw presented in court. Okay. I'm not going to argue with you guys over what you heard or what you believe because you heard, or I'm not going to argue with that. What I will argue with you in a very polite way is the fact that she said she is guilty. So this is not about guilt at all. That's not what this trial is about. This trial is about, did she kill her children because she was in some kind of psychosis state, or was it premeditated? Okay, that's that. So let's just let's get the sight lines right here. Okay, so that's the only thing that I'm going to talk about. The stuff in the trial that I heard that has left holes for me, that has left me to think there's still reasonable doubt here, is that she did seek help. She absolutely did seek help. She was turned away twice by a suicide hotline because she didn't meet the criteria, because she had no plan. First of all, I will say this: if you're in healthcare in any way, you need to lobby. If you're going to lobby for something, lobby for that to be thrown out of the criteria. That someone who says that they are suicidal or wanting to hurt somebody has to actually have a plan and action for it to be taken seriously. We have just proved in this trial that's dangerous. That should not even be considered. She was asked that by at least 3 people that we know of. 2 times from the suicide hotline, 1 time from the ER, and 1 time by her, or 2 times, excuse me, by her own husband. Okay? So this shit proves that females shouldn't vote. See, Mr. Lano, your sight lines are way off. Your sight lines are way off. You're not even looking at the trial. It has nothing at all to do with me being a female. Nothing. It has nothing to do with you being a male. And that's what y'all are. None of us are saying, oh, because we're female, we're just going to vote on behalf of the female. No, none of us are saying that. What we're going off of is, or what I'm going off of is, having had postpartum, having had a couple of babies, having had been treated for depression and anxiety, having had looked to everybody for help, literally. And it took one man about 3 months after my very first panic attack to tell me, I know exactly what's wrong with you. And you know why? Because that man right there was willing to do some blood work on me that no one else was willing to do. So please do not make this about it's a girl versus boy thing. Take that back out to your playground, because I'm not a feminist at all. I believe there's a place for a man and a woman and children in this world. That's it. That's what I believe. You understand? I'm not making my decision with my vagina. That's what men do. You have to decide which head you're going to make a decision with. That's not me. Okay? And I'm only talking about me. So all you men, you're the only ones coming in here bringing in the sexist comments. So fuck off. Now, I don't want them blocked, you guys. I don't want them blocked for it. They're welcome to their opinion as long as you are being respectful about it. But don't come in here telling me that I'm a sexist and all this other stuff, because I haven't even told you one way or the other which way I would charge her, guilty or not guilty. I'm saying I'm sitting on the fence because there is reasonable doubt still in my head. And it has nothing at all to do with what my anatomy looks like or yours. I don't know what T6M means. Man can have very much have PP. What's a postpartum? Are you talking about postpartum? Listen, we're not that kind of channel. I'm going to tell you right now, I am not going to sit here and discuss what the anatomy and what the works of a man's body is versus what the works of a woman's body is. We're not doing that here. Go play that game 2 doors down. I'll tell you right now, I don't need subs that bad. So censoring what you don't like. No, they do what I ask them to do. That's what the mods do here. They're real mods. And you are wanting to, you are bringing in things to this case right here that have absolutely nothing to do with the case. This is about 3 children that are dead, not about what a female body does or a male body does, other than this is a female that's on trial that claims to have had postpartum depression that can only be had if you have given birth. And that's the only thing that I'm going to say about science and the anatomy of women or men. So if that's what you're about, take it 2 doors down. I don't need subs that much. I just don't. If you can't have an adult conversation about what you have seen in the trial, not off to the side, you bunch of TikTok hangers, then y'all just go on back to your TikTok and your Instas and all that other stuff. We're only talking about what we've seen in trial. Hard pass. Right on. Keep going. I don't need subs that bad. There are places for y'all to validate your manhood. Here, I don't have to validate. And I'm not going to. That's exactly what you men that have nothing at all to say other than we're being the women who may say, I haven't even said that she's not guilty or guilty. I haven't said anything. I'm just telling you that I stand on the side because I don't feel like there's been enough evidence in the trial, not on TikTok. You men are the ones that come in here talking about women do this and men do this, and you're wanting to validate your penises or the lack of a penis because you want to be a female. That's not my problem. That's yours. And that's not what this chat's about. Number 1, learn this lady is guilty and desires to be treated like any other person. Gender has no role in what the guilt has. She deserved the same treatment. Hi, Natalie. Good to see you. Right. They didn't watch the whole trial. They're out there. The people with these kind of statements to me, they didn't watch the trial. You're right. They're just watching their TikToks, their Instas, and that's where they're getting their information from. That's not what we do here. We watch the trial and we watch the evidence and we pull up court records and things like that. And then we make our judgment if we have one. Some people just don't have a judgment. Thank you so much, Sai. I appreciate you. I'm just not doing that. Men are men and women are women. And that's all I got to say. Guys, some women also don't agree with women in pink. Those women wearing pink are evil. What? What the hell does that have to do with 3 children being dead, Ibram? What does it have to do with it? Listen, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about the Lindsay Clancy trial. Do not come in here bringing your crap in here because you will be gone. I don't need the subs. I promise you. If all that's left standing here is me, Maggie, and our friends that we have made here, believe me, I'm going to live just fine and I'm going to sleep okay. All right? I'm not making any money off of this at all. Okay, I'm done with you all. You're a joke. Okay, Scott, go play a little bit more with what you got going on there. Let's get back to the case. Thank you, Alicia. Sorry, If the verdict was not guilty by reason of insanity, what would happen to her? If the verdict was not guilty by reason of insanity, what would happen to her? You know, I don't know. Would she, I mean, she's already been institutionalized for 3 years. Would she be required to be institutionalized longer? I don't know. That's a very good question. Lori says, no one that supports Lindsay believes she purposely killed her kids. No one supports murder. Absolutely not. Ann P., good to see you, honey. It has been a while. So good to see you, Ann P. Apologies if I wrote that wrong. Sai, you didn't do nothing wrong, honey. Don't you worry about that. That is a great question. I guess we're just not going to find out unless it comes through. Who dat says she's guilty. She deserves the death penalty. Appreciate you coming in and giving us the view. And I do appreciate your comment. I really do. Listen, I don't have nobody has to agree with me. You don't have to agree with anybody in chat. It's just the way you put it. And if you're coming in to have a discussion or you're coming in to make just comments, make sure that you're making comments on the Lindsay Clancy trial and what you have watched in the trial. If you're bringing me TikTok or any other platform or any other YouTube channel, just go over there. Go over there because I only discuss facts. And if it's something that I wonder about or think about, or maybe I have my own theory about, I always let you guys know that. Always. But I'm not willing to entertain people for subs. Just not willing to do that. It's just basic manners. I can tell you in the US, she can't stay in a mental facility if you're well. Well, see, I didn't know that. So that's what I mean. So like if they say, okay, she's not guilty by reason of insanity, and they say, look, she's on the right medication, she is stable at this moment, that I guess that's what we're both asking is what will happen to her? Does she get like released from the institution like right away kind of thing? Or I mean, surely she has to become a ward of somebody, right? Like don't you think somebody would have to, what do you call that? Take not control, but what do you call it? Like an elderly person, or you know what I mean? Like custodial person. I forget what it's called, but anyways, so how would that work? Does the US not have institution for the criminally insane? Yes, we do. But I mean, I guess they could say, you know, she's not guilty, but she is criminally insane. Um, I don't know. I don't know enough about that to I just don't know enough about that to respond on it. I wished I did. Um, the real God the real goddess K. I appreciate your format. I'm so sick of TikTokers in suits pretending to be lawyers or cops saying the husband did it. No facts, but sure act like it. Right. Exactly. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate you. Curtis says it will be up to the court. It'll be interesting for soon by a proxy. Thank you so much, Tian. Thank you. Yes, I have a cousin in one now, like conservatorship or something like that. Is that what it is too? I have a cousin in one now. She would be in there, but she could be released if she had been stable for years. So I would wonder if they have to be like like how long has she been stable? Obviously, right now she is stable enough to stand trial, right? She's already been given that insanity test. If she was found not guilty by reason of insanity, how long would she have to be, I don't know, stable? How many years? Is it years, months, days, weeks? How long would she have, or ever, if ever, would she have to be? Because she did admit to it. So there's no question that she killed 3 people, 3 children here. So a POA, yes. So power of attorney, that's right. So I wonder what the standard is for that. True Chloe. She's released into public once she's well. I don't want a person like her roaming the community. I just think and this may be wrong, and if it is wrong, this is just my opinion. This is what I think. Even if she has admitted to murder, hands down. That's already happened. Because she admitted to murder, whether she was insane at the time or premeditated or whatever they come down with, I don't think she should ever be released to the public. Why would we? How can we, even if they say, okay, yep, she said she did it, but she was insane and she was in a psychosis. Well, okay, we'll go ahead and let her out because right now she's just fine. But who's to say that she's going to continue to take her medicine once she's out? I mean, she's in a facility right now that actually watches her, takes her medicine. And because she is on suicide watch, that was said in court, she's still on that. You know, they check her mouth to make sure that she swallowed it and didn't pocket it. So who's going to be the responsible person that makes sure that she takes her meds every day and make sure she does the right thing every day. And if she ever has any, I mean, that you're just going to know her well enough in case she doesn't voice it that, hey, feeling pretty suicidal here, or I feel like killing you. I mean, who is going to take charge over that? I wouldn't want to do that. No way. No way, Jose. I just think no matter what it is, whether it was premeditated or insane, I don't think they should be allowed out on the streets at all anymore, ever. It's not fair. It's not fair to innocent people. I mean, you've already killed 3 innocent people. At this point, we're not gonna trust, your mental health now or if ever. I go back to your comments last night, Leanie. If she's not guilty, she should be released, or the doctors who signed off on her release are liable. Yeah, let her go live with Red. But I just, in my truthful way, I just don't think that the criminally insane at all should ever be able to walk. Lori says, I think it's a moot point because I believe if she ever does get free, she'll off herself. A lot of people think that too. A lot of people think she's still going to try it even, or that maybe she has even tried it since she's been institutionalized. Who knows when she'll have another psychotic break. That's right. That's right. Alicia says, no, they have to be stable for a while. He's there for years, but he was in and out of the time. Here in the West, if you are in there, get well, and then you go to prison afterwards. I got you. Hi, Tracy. Tracy says, I believe at Michael is correct. Okay. And Sai says, as taxpayers, do you feel like you should have to pay for her to stay in a prison or facility? I guess it really doesn't matter what I think. If it's to keep somebody safe. Listen, I'm a hard ass. You know, I believe if you're found guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of murder or harming a child, I think you should just be put to death. I don't want to feed you. Here, I'll throw you some seeds over the fence, and you could go out there, and if you could get a garden going and grow your own, lettuce, then I mean, yeah, go ahead and feed yourself. Do I think I should be feeding them? No. But I am hard, and I know that. But I think if there's any kind of reasonable doubt, then and if she's criminally insane, look, to me, being criminally insane is no different than having diabetes. It's an illness. And if I'm not going to pay for somebody to have a shot of insulin 2 or 3 times a day, then that makes me no better of a person than saying, no, I don't want to pay for her or anybody else that's criminally insane to be taken care of. I look at people who have mental problems. It's not if you how many times if you've got some kind of depression going on, how many times have you heard somebody that loves you, absolutely loves you, and there's no question about it, say, you just got to work through it. It's going to get better. Like, just don't think about that. Or, no, I never think about that. Like, just think on this. Like, watch this movie. It'll make you feel so much better. Listen to this song. It'll make you feel so much better. Like, don't even worry about it. I got it. Don't worry. How many of you guys have heard that over and over by well-meaning people that love you? But does it work? No. And if you had a choice to make it work, wouldn't you do that? Absolutely. Every one of us would that deal with some kind of depression or anxiety or any other kind of mental health challenge. If we had a choice, we wouldn't have it. So I do see mental health in many ways I do see mental health, and here's the thought, in many ways as being a true illness. And so for those people that do have a true illness, I don't mind helping them out. I don't mind my tax dollars going to that. It sure as hell beats paying taxes for things that I don't agree on. But I also believe that mental health is also used way too broadly. And I also believe that it is used as a crutch. And I also believe that it is really easy to diagnose when you don't know nothing else to look for, or you just got no clue what the hell's going on with that person. All you know is they're just freaking out. That's what happened to me. My general practitioner was like, there's nothing wrong with you. You've got some mental health issues. And you go see a psychiatrist. Go in the psychiatrist's office. I can't do anything with you until you have some blood work done and they can prove that this, and this is not wrong with you. Go back to the GP's office. No, we're not going to do nothing like that to you. You're evaluated by the psychiatrist and they can let us know. Y'all, that happened to me for 3 to 4 months before somebody saw me and said, I'm just going to ask you 10 yes or no questions. Every one of them were yes, except for one. So after that, the book got shut. He looked at me and said, I know exactly what's wrong with you. And I got the help I needed. Too much of that's going on. It's got to change. It's really got to change. How to change it, I don't know. I know that petitions are started every day. I know that all that is started every day. I think the world has just gotten so big and not caring. And we're all so busy with life that it's hard to involve ourselves in somebody else's problem when it becomes it is a world problem when there's 3 innocent children that are killed. It's a world problem when people cannot even walk down the street anymore to the convenience store. That's a world problem. How do we solve it? How do we work through it? I honestly have to be completely real and honest with you that it's never going to be solved. It's never. It's not like everybody's going to look at this trial and go, oh, yeah, we got to make some changes to healthcare, definitely. Like Lindsay proved that. We got to do this, we got to do that, and that everything's going to change. No, this case is just going to be used as a case law. That's all. Quoted in court in Massachusetts versus Lindsay Clancy's case law says this. That's what's going to happen. Because it's too much evil in this world. It's too much. And sadly, it used to be, yeah, one voice matters. Your voice matters. Well, go stand on Washington and scream as loud as you can and see if it matters. Doctor shopping needs to be a felony. Agreed. And I do think that if there is any hope, which I have given up a lot of hope on things like this getting any better. I haven't given up on humanity, but I've given up on the evil getting any better. But I think that our laws need to be enforced, and I think they need to be stricter. I really do. Death means death. If you're put on death row, it's beyond a shadow of a doubt. It should not take us 35 years feeding you, clothing you, letting you play poker in the pen, and getting phone calls. No, just leave the courtroom and go fry somewhere. I don't care. I just don't. Now, if there are any holes in the case or whatever, then yeah, sure. If you couldn't come to a reasonable verdict, then sure, yeah, we need to take a look at him and let him go through, I guess, the parole or the penalty, whatever things that are going on in the court these days that people are getting off and they're canceling convictions for. Let it go through. But if it's beyond it's beyond a shadow of a doubt, hands down, we see the blood all over your hands. Like, go straight over there and fry. I have nothing for you. And that may sound mean and that may sound terrible. That's who I am, though. I'm willing to help the next person that's willing to help themselves. But I'll be damned if I am going to even give a mustard seed to anybody that has harmed a child or murdered somebody or raped somebody or anything like that. I'm not going to do it. I don't care about you. I zero care. Zero care. I can't, Michael says, I think it can be helped. There's a line, and once it's crossed, there's no point or they don't deserve help. Just my opinion. I have to agree with that. But the problem is you guys, I mean, we're closing down penitentiaries. We're closing down asylums. And I'm not saying they should listen. I am no expert. I'm not saying that closing down penitentiaries is the right or wrong thing to do. All I know is we've got more criminals walking today than we've ever had. And that's wrong. And I'm going to tell you when I talk about the laws need to be stricter, and then I'm going to take a break and we're just going to let this run through and you guys have a discussion and chat for a little while. Maggie and I will not always be here at the verdict watch sitting here, but we will be watching. But there's no way if this goes on for even 2 more hours that I can sit here and keep everybody company. We're all going to have to act like adults here. If somebody bothers you, we've got it set for only those that are subscribed to the channel. So hopefully if they've subscribed to the channel that they know, don't start shit. You can have your own opinion, just don't come in here and start shit. But you never know if a mod will be watching or if I'll be watching or if Maggie will be watching or if you're going to come on here and see Maggie or I at some point. I'm sure you will. If you just need someone to talk to, come into chat, talk about the case. That's what this verdict just watch is about. When I'm away from it, I've always got my phone on me. I've got the TV going. I'm watching court TV. I will know when the verdict comes through, and I will come straight over here to my computer. So I am going to say this one last thing, and then I'm going to take a break. I think Maggie is still eating dinner. Hell, she might be ready to go to bed. She's been on all day. Remember, she's in England, so she's 5 hours ahead of us. But I will say this one more thing, and this really doesn't have anything to do with the Lindsay Clancy case. This has to do with the whole of our judicial system, and I'm going to say it because it needs to be said. We're letting the wrong people out of jail. We're letting murderers, rapists, the most vile of human beings that I just do not believe can be in any way fixed. Okay. We're letting them out because they claimed it. And I'm talking about only the US. I live in the US, so that's one that I'm speaking on. We let these people go. They've got money, so we'll leave them in there for 5 years, you know. They've done unspeakable acts of crimes against humanity. And we're letting them go. But yet we're keeping somebody who, and this is going to be harsh, but I'm a harsh person. I want you to get a real clear view of what I'm saying in your mind. We're letting the lowest of the low come out of these prisons that have done the most heinous crimes to people when our prisons are overcrowded. And then we leave the ones locked up that put a needle in their arm. That's wrong in my book. Listen, I don't want none of y'all, the ones of you that choose or anybody that chooses to do any kind of illegal drug, don't come around my house. Don't go around my grandchildren. You're going to have a fight to fight. You're probably going to win, but you're not going to walk away looking pretty. Stay away from my kids. But listen, if you want to put a needle in your arm, if you want to snort something or smoke something or whatever, that's on you. Do it in your house, away from anybody else. Don't be an influencer. Nobody cares. At least I don't. If you want to harm somebody, harm yourself. Do yourself. I don't care. I'm not going to tell you what to do. That's your life. But if you're out here and you're harming kids in any way, killing kids, killing humans that are doing nothing but mowing their grass. Oh, they got in the line of, a gunshot. They just happened to be in the line of the bullet. We didn't mean to do it. We were trying to shoot somebody else. Shit. No, those are the people. If we need to clear out, listen to me. Don't put me over the judicial system, because if we needed to clear out prison cells so that we can put more in, all those on death row, bye. Good night. Pray your last prayer, because we need your room. Thank you very much. That's just me. Will it ever happen? No, but that's how I feel about it. All right, guys, I'm going to go on a break. I will be back. We are in verdict watch of the Lindsay Clancy trial. Thank you guys so much for being here. We appreciate you. Look, come in and out if you feel like it. There'll hopefully be somebody here to chat with. When I walk by and I've got a minute or two, I'll or 3 or 5 or 20, I'll stop here and I'll chat with you guys. Just be respectful of each other. If somebody comes in and you're just having a problem with it, you have your own block button. You can block that person and you'll never see them again for the rest of your life. Unless you start missing them, then you can unblock them. So do that because you can protect yourself, and you're welcome to do that. And then the mods will be in and out. I can't expect everybody to stay the whole time, but listen, if you just want to check in on the channel, I would appreciate that so much. Maggie would appreciate that so much. We all would. And listen, you're entitled to your opinion. Absolutely, 100%. You are entitled to your opinion. And I stand up for the right for people to have an opinion or to believe a certain way that I don't believe or whatever. But I also stand up higher for those that know how to be an adult, know when enough is enough, and know when to just say, you know what? We're not getting anywhere in this conversation, and we're not gonna. And that's okay. I'm just going to mosey on over here and you mosey that way, and we're just gonna coexist. All right, guys. So Maggie, are you still eating dinner? Are you going to bed? What says you before I walk away for a minute? This live will stay on. We can be live for 12 hours. If this one goes off, there will be another one going. We will be live the whole time watching the verdict watch. I think if Maggie doesn't have anything to say, I'm going to put on the thing that I watched with Brian Enton. Brian Enton has never, what do you call it? Copyrighted me, but then neither has Court TV, but I understand why they did it and I'm not butthurt over it. Let's take a look at this one Brian did 2 days ago. Now he has been in a courtroom all week, you guys. He told us he was going in there. I'm one of his favorite people, you guys. I'm one of his favorite people. And so he was also in the courtroom for according to Leanie and all of us here because he loves us. He really does. So we're going to play him. He has been in the courtroom. Let me take down the verdict watch one and we'll take a listen to Brian. I got to get something to drink, you guys. I'm dizzy. Okay, let's take down that. I'll make Brian as big as I can. You guys watch your ears, okay? I can't control your volume. I can only control mine. And let's listen to this, and I'll be back.
Bob, we're on a break right now, so I just came outside. A lot to get to in this episode. First of all, there's been a psychologist on the stand, and the question is this the prosecution's best witness yet? He has presented a theory to the jury that he believes Lindsay Clancy did know what she was doing. He says that Lindsay Clancy wanted to take her own life and did not want her children on earth without her, and that is why she killed them. And he went into explicit detail into his report of his findings and explained it to the jury. It's the first time we've heard this exact theory, and I'm going to break it down for you and tell you what I think the jury was thinking based on what they looked like when they were sitting there during all that testimony. So I'm going to get into that. Also, I spoke with someone who heard the Patrick Clancy 911 call, which I find to be especially interesting because this is something that the public has not heard. Remember, they didn't allow the live stream to play the 911 call, and I've heard some descriptions of it, but I got a really, really good, thorough description of the call, which I'm going to play for you. And then also this whole pink lady shirts versus white lady shirts. A lot of people have been talking about it. You know, there's the women outside the courthouse in pink shirts who are supporting Lindsay Clancy. There's now the women in white shirts who say that they are here to support Lindsay Clancy's kids and want her to be found guilty. They've actually been having discussions with each other. They've been in the courtroom. I'm talking to them in this episode, and I'm also talking to a psychiatric nurse practitioner who is here who says the real focus of all of this should be that Lindsay Clancy was failed by her providers. And she thinks that we are losing sight of that with this whole trial. And she wants the focus to be that these providers failed her so badly. And she has specifics about the medications and the symptoms and why she says it is just a travesty that these providers acted the way they did and prescribed the medicines that they did. So a lot to get to. I'm going to get to all of it in this episode of Ryan Ensign Investigates. Hey guys. All right. So I'm outside the courthouse here in Plymouth, Massachusetts, outside the Lindsay Clancy trial that is ongoing. There's a lot more media that have shown up, I think, just since the trial is now starting to wind down. A lot more members of the public who are here. The courtroom is pretty much jam-packed. We've got like a corner where we're sitting, the media, but then the rest of the courtroom is mostly made up of public, and I would say like 95% women, which I'm going to talk to some of them a little bit later in this episode. Right behind, you got Lindsay Clancy sitting there. Obviously, she's in her wheelchair. Next to her, attorney Kevin Reddington. Right behind her are two nurses who are there all the time in case she needs anything because of her medical issues. And then Lindsay's family is sitting behind the nurses. So that's kind of like the makeup of the courtroom. It's a pretty big courtroom. What's interesting now that it's starting to wind down and the prosecution is putting on their final rebuttal witnesses is sort of some new theories are starting to come out that haven't been discussed throughout the entire trial. One of them is from a psychologist named Dr. Kirk Helbrom. You might remember him from yesterday. He's the one who sort of sparked this whole second situation with mortal sin and the defense asking for a mistrial when he started bringing up Lindsay Clancy's Catholicism and questioned her about whether her wanting to take her own life was a mortal sin. And that's when defense attorney Kevin Reddington asked for a mistrial. Now that request was denied, but the judge was clearly not happy about, for the second time, first it was the prosecutor, now a prosecution witness bringing up mortal sin. And he made that very clear, the judge did, and then instructed the jury to ignore everything that was said and then actually sent the jury home for the day yesterday, which is kind of a really dramatic moment. I talked to Kevin Reddington after court, and I put that video out on a short if you guys want to see it, but yesterday, and he said he was happy that the judge instructed the jury the way that he did. Personally, I don't know that he really wanted a mistrial. I think that he got what he wanted. He wanted to sort of disrupt the testimony with the psychologist. He got the instruction from the judge and kind of just threw everything off yesterday with this prosecution witness who I think is a really interesting witness because he is kind of throwing this new theory into the mix that we haven't heard much about the entire trial, that Lindsay Clancy knew what she was doing, that she knew based on his opinion that she was doing something criminal, that she was bipolar, that she was not in psychosis, and that she wanted to take her own life. And because she loved her kids so much, she didn't want her kids on earth without her there. So she thought she needed to take their lives too. He explained it. Again, this is Dr. Kirk Helbrom. He explained it today. He'd been kind of going on and on about it in roundabout ways, but the prosecution had him kind of nail it down in one statement for the jury. I want you to listen to what he said.
And doctor, to a reasonable degree of psychological certainty, did you form an opinion as to whether or not the defendant appreciated the criminality or wrongfulness of her conduct when she killed her children?
I did, yes. And I'm at the end of my report, I was very careful about how I phrased this. And so,
sustained. If you could just answer the question regarding your opinion.
So, yes, you formed an opinion?
I did, yes.
And what is that opinion?
That opinion is that she retained an awareness of the illegality of killing others, including killing her children. Her moral awareness of the wrongfulness of this killing was influenced by her strong desire to die and, if she were dead, not to leave her children behind. Some of this perception was realistic. For example, my children will suffer without me because they would have suffered, I think. And some of it was distorted. For example, nobody else can care for my children. But her awareness of the illegality and moral wrongfulness of such killing is best appraised by understanding these acts as a serious suicide attempt combined with altruistic filicide, killing her children out of love, rather than as a response to command hallucinations.
And did you form an opinion to a reasonable degree of psychological certainty Ms. Clancy was able to conform her conduct to the requirements of the law when she killed her children?
Yes.
And what is that opinion?
That her capacity to conform her conduct to the requirements of the law is, again, best understood by considering the seriousness of her suicide attempt and her strong desire not to leave her children. She demonstrated such self-control throughout the day on January 24th, and her actions between 5:15 and 6 p.m. that afternoon were influenced by her depression and her hopelessness about her life and the desire to end the pain she had experienced since October. Although this depression and hopelessness influenced her decisions, she retained control over whether, when, and how she carried it out, and the inclusion of her children.
And doctor, did you form an opinion to a reasonable degree of psychological certainty as to whether or not the defendant was criminally responsible when she killed her children?
Yes.
And what is that opinion?
My opinion, my clinical opinion, since I'm not the decision maker here, but my clinical opinion is that she was criminally responsible on January 24th.
Thank you.
So that's the first time we've really heard that theory dived into that way. I felt like the jury was really, really interested in it and was locked in. Granted, the defense attorney, Kevin Reddington, did a good job also during cross of just kind of picking this doctor apart, kind of like he has the other ones, asking how much he's made, bringing up the fact that he didn't really spend that much time with Lindsay Clancy, didn't do a real deep dive into her history, didn't talk to her friends, didn't talk to her former coworkers. And so he spent some time kind of picking him apart, which I think was also effective. So at the end of the day, I mean, we'll see if the jury really bought this, but I thought it was an interesting theory, and I felt like they were really listening and tuned in during it. The jury, by the way, I have found is for the most part, since I've been here, locked in, engaged. They seem like they take it all very seriously, dressed up. It's mostly women. It's mostly women, I would say, over 40 years old. A lot of them taking notes. Most of them have notepads. So they seem like they are very much engaged in the trial. Something else I wanted to play for you guys is I did an interview with a woman named Rachel Sharp. She's a reporter with the Daily Mail. I was really interested in talking to her because she was here the day that the Patrick Clancy 911 call was played. And remember, that was not allowed to go out publicly. So only people who were sitting in the courtroom heard the call, and she is one of those people. And I had seen some videos on TikTok of people talking about hearing the call, but I had not actually talked to someone myself who heard the call. And I had a lot of my own questions, and I wanted to hear the specifics of what that call was like and what Patrick Clancy sounded like. So I asked Rachel about it, and I did a show on News Nation last night with her, and I wanted to just play you this clip because I thought it was really interesting. I want to quickly ask you about the Patrick Clancy 911 call, because when Patrick Clancy arrived at the house, found his wife outside, had jumped from the window, and then found the kids inside, there was this awful 911 call that has not been played publicly, but you have heard the call. You are one of the few people who has heard the call. What did it sound like?
Yeah, I mean, as you say, that call won't be released. The live stream was shut off at that moment, so only people who were inside the courtroom heard that. And it was one of the worst, the worst thing I've ever heard. It was the screams coming out of Patrick were just unearthly and guttural and unlike anything I've ever heard, really. And, I think it's important to note that, the beginning, as you say, that he found Lindsay and he was panicked. You could hear the panic in his voice, but he was still very coherent. And he was able to talk to the dispatcher about getting emergency responders there. He was able to reassure Lindsay. And then when emergency responders arrived, he was heard saying, "I'm just going to go check on the kids." And obviously he had no idea what had happened at that point. You could hear him running down the stairs and then just these unearthly screams. And then he was unable to speak. His words were indiscernible until he screamed out, "She killed the kids." Oh, and I mean, the whole courtroom was just torn apart by it. It was jury members were crying. Lindsay's parents were crying, members of the media, the public. Lindsay herself hunched over the defense table, quietly sobbing. But then when the judge immediately called a recess, the second that stopped playing, he cleared the courtroom and she broke down in loud, uncontrollable sobs. I mean, it was very distressing to everyone in that room.
Yeah. I appreciate Rachel for taking the time to talk with me. I mean, she's been in court every day since the beginning, so she's been a good resource. And I do think hearing the description of the 911 call and what Patrick Clancy was experiencing is important, especially because there's so much online, people thinking that he somehow had something to do with the murders. I also wanted to play for you guys, you know, and I was telling you earlier, there's the women in the white shirts, and then there's the women in the red shirts and the pink shirts. And you've seen all the video of the women in the pink shirts outside. They're women who support Lindsay Clancy. They believe that she should be not guilty, and they believe that that she was in a postpartum psychosis. And there was hundreds of them out here the other day, and you might have seen the video where they were cheering when Lindsay Clancy arrived. I spoke to the organizer of the group who told me that actually wasn't the plan. She felt like that was kind of caused some controversy. She actually wanted everybody to just stay silent throughout the day and have their pink shirts and their signs and kind of make a statement that way. And she says it was just impromptu when all of the women started cheering, and that she felt like it was off message that Lindsay Clancy was people thought that they were portraying her as a hero. She said that was not the point, but they did want to be here to show her support, to show that they feel she's not guilty and that she was in a postpartum psychosis, and that also they wanted to bring more awareness to postpartum depression in general. But so you've got the women in the pink shirts, and then you've also got women in white shirts who started to show up this week who say that they're here to support Lindsay Clancy's children, that they believe, for the most part, the women that I talked to in the white shirts, that she is guilty. Most of them told me they believe she had mental illness, but they still don't think that is an excuse for her killing her children. So I kind of wandered around and just talked to some of these women on both sides, and I wanted to play. It's kind of it's a raw conversations. I was literally just kind of wandering around, but I wanted to play this for you because I thought maybe you guys would find it interesting. What's your name?
Michelle McKay.
Michelle?
Yeah.
And where are you from?
I'm from Plymouth.
You're from here?
I am.
So what made you decide to come out here?
Justice for these children, so they're remembered, so they're spoken about.
Let me see. Your sign says Justice for Cora, Dawson, and Callan.
Right.
Had you been out here before? Or?
I haven't.
No? Like, why now? What kind of sparked this?
Well, we're coming to the end of the trial, and there needs to be justice for these children.
What do you want to see happen?
I think she should go to jail for life.
It's interesting. It's like really... the whole nation's talking about it and kind of like divided on it. You hear a lot of people on both sides. I don't know, like, have you been talking to your friends about it?
I mean, I understand mental illness. I think that everybody's point of view is valid. I think that these children need to be remembered.
Yeah. Did you feel like they were kind of forgotten?
I feel like in the media they have been forgotten.
Excuse me.
Yeah. I like your sign.
Well, thank you. It was nice talking to you.
Nice to talk to you.
Do you mind if I talk to you, ma'am?
No, I'm awesome.
Okay, thank you. Do you mind, sir? Okay, thank you. Do you mind if I talk to you? Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm Brian. Where are you from?
Plymouth.
From Plymouth. And what's your name?
Rhonda.
Rhonda. And tell me what made you decide to come out here?
To support the babies, hope for justice for them. I mean, I know mental illness is real. It's not a pass from murdering 3 little children. It's just not. We all have our opinions about this. Obviously, everybody knows if you're paying attention to the TV, online. But it's just really sad that in the midst of all of this, that the children seem to be put by the wayside. They don't have a second chance at anything that people are thinking that Lindsay should have because she was sick. She is sick. But there's a lot of people that have mental illness in this world, and we can hope that they all get the care that they need. Doesn't mean that we want to be okay with them murdering their children. Not for me anyways. I can't speak for everybody else, but I have kids, I have grandkids.
Yeah, it's a tough trial. It's
heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah. Have you been following it?
I have.
Yeah. What do you think it is that's got? I mean, there's so many people on both sides and so passionate about it. You know.
I mean, I can't speak for anybody else, actually, but, you know, it's the way the world is nowadays, especially with the influence of the internet. Everything, if you pay attention to what's going on right now, people are actually reenacting this stuff. It's quite disturbing. So that part of it definitely should make everybody aware that mental illness is real. But again, it's not a pass for murdering children. Everybody can have their opinions about why she did it, how she did it, what's going to happen to her because she did it. There's other people that have their opinions about it not even being her. At the end of the day, I hope that justice is there for the children.
Yeah. Well, it was nice meeting you. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm going in the courthouse, but I'm going to set up this shirt so the jurors see it and stuff and keep jumping in. I think right here is a good spot.
Yeah.
I should be hurt.
What does your shirt say? So I'm a reporter. I'm just getting video.
You'll see it in 1 second.
Okay.
It says, it makes sense when you look at it. I'm just trying to get in line so that...
Is that a fan?
Yeah. I'm dying.
It's actually kind of nice out.
Yeah, but I'm running around. I feel like a crazy person. But I will be normal in 5 seconds.
Okay.
I'm just trying to get this thing off. I'm like, about to
So what does it say? It says...
try to get the...
Not guilty. GS test before meds inform. What does that mean?
This is GeneSight testing. I think all psychiatrists should be testing for GeneSight before you're prescribed any meds at all. I'm a firm advocate for this. I'm screaming it from the rooftop. Called Reddington in 2023, talking about this when it first hit. I'm passionate about it ever since. We've touched base for the last couple of years, 2 years. And this says act now. And this is not guilty because the med issue, the withdrawal side effects, people are focusing on the time frame, but I think this is a reaction to medication and withdrawal symptoms and suicidal, homicidal ideations. So that's why I stand by not guilty, no matter where things go and what the public opinion is. I felt this way from the very first day this case hit the news. So go Reddington. Thank you so much. He believes in a cause I believed in for years. And this is me, here today, trying to educate people that it's a 7-day test. Very simple. Mouth swab goes to your door. You send it back. They go right to your doctors, right to your psych. You know exactly what to take, and it helps you. So I don't know why it's not being used. It needs to be. I'm going to run. Just
real quick, there's people out here who want her to be guilty. There's people here who want her not guilty, but everybody seems to kind of get along. You were just chatting with, I guess that's kind of our country, right? People are on both sides of this.
It could be you. It could be anybody. It happened to me. I have a personal story. The same med she was on. It did a number on my life. That's why I'm so strong about this. I hope one day, it makes more sense. People are waiting on me, so I don't mean to cut you off. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'll be here all day, though.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, feel free to ask away, and
thank
I'm just
you.
going to put this here, and hopefully that people will see it. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
My name's Bree.
Do you mind if I look at your son?
Sure.
Say their names. What made you decide to come out?
Because I feel like Lindsay Clancy is overshadowing the actual real victims, which are Cora, Dawson, and Callan.
You've been watching the trial?
I have.
Yeah. People are very passionate about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you believe that she had mental illness? Where do you sort of stand on that?
I don't think her mental illness was as bad as she claims it to be. I don't think that she was hearing voices or anything like that. I truly believe that she's just crazy. She's just crazy, and there was a reason why she killed her kids, and it had nothing to do with the medication that she was on.
Which way do you think the jury will go?
I don't know.
Well, thank you. I appreciate your time. Thank you. Do you mind if I talk to you? Okay. What's your name?
Ariana Anthony.
And are you from here? Or?
I am from Plymouth.
Have you been following the?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because a lot of people just kind of got interested in it since the trial started. But have you known about it for a while?
I have. It's been a while since I've known about it. Yeah.
And what made you decide to come out?
What made me come out here is that I'm part of a family of siblings of 3. So it would be awful if anything happened to my siblings. These kids deserve justice. Someone needs to be punished for this, whether it's Lindsay or Patrick. I just want justice for these kids.
Yeah. Do you think she had mental illness? I mean,
I think it's possible. Yeah, but honestly, that's up to the judges.
Yeah.
I can't determine.
It's not, you're just thinking of the kids. Yeah. What do you make of, everybody in the whole nation is kind of talking about this case.
I think it's important because nothing like this should ever happen, and it should be something that's talked about so that we can prevent things.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yeah,
I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Do you think, I see there are other people here wearing white. Can you tell me, like, deep them on social media? Was this like kind of an orchestrated effort? Talking about like how
orchestrated effort. We wear white to represent the innocent.
Appreciate all of those women for talking to me, and I'm just trying to be respectful of everybody here. There's people on both sides, and they've been respectful to each other, I found, for the most part. I mean, I even saw the women in the pink shirts and the women in the white shirts all sitting in a circle at one point, just kind of having conversation with each other. And many of them have been in the courtroom too, by the way, in their pink shirts and their white shirts. So it's definitely kind of an emotionally charged courtroom. And it's interesting that many of them not only are sort of outside, but then they go inside to observe court. There's also a woman I met named Renee, who is let me get this right, a psychiatric nurse practitioner who made a point of wearing a pink shirt and a white shirt, which I thought was very interesting because she said she supports Lindsay Clancy, but she also supports the children and wants to remember the children. And her whole point to me, which I found very fascinating, was that she is here because she's not as much interested in the criminal trial, but she really feels, even though she is a provider herself as a nurse practitioner, a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, she feels that Lindsay Clancy ultimately was failed by her doctors and providers. And she thinks that is the real story here. And she says, she prescribes, psychiatric medicine as a nurse practitioner. And she says what she saw in terms of the medicine she was receiving based on the symptoms she had just make absolutely no sense. So I was really interested in talking to her. She was kind of nervous to speak out, but I found her sort of viewpoint to be sort of fascinating since she is, first of all, since she had the white shirt and the pink shirt on, but also because she's a psychiatric nurse practitioner. So I wanted to play my whole conversation with her. This is Renee.
I am a mom. I have oh my God, how old are my kids? They're 13 and, almost 13. He'll be 13 next month, and 15. And I had really bad postpartum anxiety. So it's always something I research. I was a nurse then too, but I really just didn't know a ton about it. And I thought it was normal. I mean, it was wicked anxiety, but since then, obviously I did med-surg nursing my whole, for 15 years, and 9 of it was at the local hospital here. And then kind of just seeing the need for more mental health care is what made me go back to school and get my nurse practitioner. And then I heard about and I was researching, but I wanted to stop. I wanted to watch the whole trial before I made an opinion, because hearing about all those meds or whatever, obviously I needed to piece together what was going on. So before I gave a public opinion, and honestly, it's very scary for me to step out like this and say that, but I feel like she would be the same kind of person that would advocate for someone like that too.
Just be careful, by the way, with
Sure.
your hands right
Oh,
here.
guys, tell me to stop.
No, you're okay. But so, are you a psychiatric nurse?
I'm a psychiatric nurse practitioner. Okay. So I've been doing that for almost 3 years now. I have my own practice. So I see all ages, so 5 and up. So, but I do see postpartum moms and stuff. I've never seen postpartum psychosis, thankfully. It is a psychiatric emergency. I'm very aware of it just because of my research and everything I've done. But I work with plenty of postpartum moms who have, anxiety, depression, all that stuff.
And did you watch today?
I did not watch today because I was here this morning and then I didn't get a chance yet. I mean, I heard a little bit, but I don't want to base any of my things on all the clips. So,
I get it.
yeah.
Like how? I guess I have a hard time processing it. Like
I get that, and I think that's the hard part because I think a lot of people do, and I mean, I have unique knowledge on it because I'm a psychiatric nurse practitioner, and I'm not working for anyone else or anything right now, so it was a good time to be able. I felt like I had a unique perspective, and it would be helpful to share. But I also know that some people aren't capable of wrapping their head around it.
Yeah, and I wanted to get your perspective because it's like, I've watched the trial. I think other people who have watched it, she clearly was asking for help. It was
yes,
clearly a problem.
and I didn't, to be clear, didn't want it to be a provider issue. I'm terrified of that happening, and honestly, we're all human and we all make mistakes. So that's what I also wanted to see. But it was really negligence on multiple providers' parts, and we need to do better. And if anything can come out of it, change and more. I mean, she actually reached out and had all the resources, and this still had it's a failure, and at least let's change some stuff. And I mean, there's always been, but this was the failure on the most ultimate level. And I feel like people should be outraged about it, honestly, because the prescribers should have done better, or providers. Yeah, I think you're right. Yes, you're right.
But how do we? Because today I was talking to women. You have the women in the pink shirts, and then there were women in white shirts.
But some of the women in white shirts I was standing with, and it was fine.
They're all very nice.
Right. It wasn't like a fighting or anything like that.
Someone asked me about that. Are they getting along? I'm like, they were actually sitting in a circle.
So let me say. So my thing is, that's why I'm wearing white and pink, to be clear. But what I'm saying is about the kids as well, and it actually, most of it, it was the failure for them. And that's why I think people should be mad about that, because if just one provider had listened and didn't keep prescribing SSRI, they were prescribing meds that were causing mania / psychosis, didn't listen to her, didn't stop, and then prescribed more of those meds multiple times. Whether she took them or not, to be clear, doesn't even really matter, because it's the prescribers are admitting that she's having these symptoms, or she's admitting it to them and they're admitting it, but they said then they didn't rule her out for it. So it doesn't really, still, they shouldn't have been prescribing that, and that shouldn't have been,
One thing, and you're the nurse practitioner, I don't know much about this.
Well, and to be clear, I don't know everything, and I am good with that.
No, but I just mean generally.
Right.
One thing that's confused me the last couple of days is you have all these psychiatrists and psychologists on the stand, and they've all evaluated her, and they have different opinions and diagnoses about what happened. And even the prosecution had two psychiatrists that evaluated her at the same time.
I did watch a little of this.
Had different.
Yeah. To be honest, and actually I don't agree with either one of the projects, but I'm not a witness. I mean, I'm not an expert, so I know that.
If you're a juror, how are you supposed
Well, it's so confusing, and that's the problem, and that's kind of why I felt like I needed to speak up about it too. But I'm not for the jury, obviously.
Yeah.
My whole point is not about the jury itself, I guess, but the bigger problem. But it is confusing, and that's why I've had a lot of people talk to me with productive conversations about it.
Yeah. That's what I want to know. Because is it not an exact science?
It's not. I mean, it's all, some of it is, but a big majority of our role is patient history and patient, what they're telling us. So if you're not listening to what they're saying, and then you prescribed, she literally reported, obviously a prescriber wouldn't know. I mean, someone who's not a psych NP probably wouldn't know, or a psych prescriber or whatever wouldn't know this, but SSRIs, which are the antidepressants they first started her on, sometimes can, if there's an underlying bipolar or mood or whatever, can cause mania symptoms, which with the first SSRI, you might not automatically assume that's what it was, but they were, because they were thinking that because they were screening her for bipolar and stuff. So you really wouldn't then put her on another SSRI, because they can induce psychosis. To be clear, sometimes you can be on those meds if you do have bipolar or whatever, if your mood is stable, but it's inappropriate to keep giving. I guess my point is, she was reporting these symptoms, they didn't listen, and then they just prescribed more stuff that made it worse. Because they weren't listening, they were following. I feel like there was not listening and following the checkbox on the screen and the procedure. And I feel like my big thing, I mean, I know that we're all humans as providers and stuff. So if it was honestly just a human error, I don't think I would speak up about it. But it was negligent on multiple provider levels, and that's kind of why I felt passionate about it.
But what about the jurors? Like, how are they supposed to know who to trust when you have multiple?
I know. Well, I don't know how to solve that, but I think you need to have credible like experts testifying, and I think that's the issue and the confusion too. But I don't know. And yes, so psych is not an exact, I mean, no health. Some health is more exact science than psych, but no, it's not. And you could have different people having slightly different interpretations. It's more that like there should be, there were things that a normal, I would think most psych providers would have red flags and like moved on, but they weren't taking her seriously for whatever reason. And then I think but I don't know how, like, if everyone else is confused, how's the jury not supposed to be confused? And I think even honestly, providers are a little divided on it too, but.
And like, where do you, and I'm just asking these questions.
No, yeah, you're
I think
fine.
This is probably what the jury is thinking. Like, even if you believe she had postpartum psychosis and that she was an amazing mom and obviously something happened out of her control, it seems, like, where do you draw the line? Like, should she still be responsible because she did kill the kids?
So I honestly don't have enough legal background to have that, but I will say that I think that the prescriber should be held, like, I honestly think it's like causation, and that would not have happened. She did all the right things that you're supposed to do. That's the frustrating part. She asked for help. She reported symptoms that people are scared to report because they're afraid of DCF taking their children or whatever. She did it anyways. She did all of that, and they failed her, and that's what the issue. And it wasn't just one person, it was multiple. And I think it highlights obviously the need for better mental health and postpartum, like women's healthcare in general. But it's just like, she tried, she asked, she did all the things. And if they hadn't kept prescribing those meds or whatever, the kids wouldn't have died. I'm not directly blaming them, but I feel like there should be some accountability there too.
It's interesting as a provider, you're saying that too.
Well, I would be to be honest with you, I've been a provider for I've been a prescriber for 3 years, but I've been a nurse for a long time. So it wouldn't be my first, second, or third instinct to throw a provider under the bus, you know? Yeah. And because we are all human, like we're all, as providers and prescribers, human. So like, but that wasn't what that was. And that's what is frustrating me, I guess.
Do you think, and I mean, probably it's hard to answer this question on the outside, but like, because the thing is, if she's found not guilty, she would go back into the hospital until she is like.
Well, I don't know. I don't know how that works, and if they release her. And honestly, I think.
Can she be okay now, though? I mean.
I think. But I don't think after something like that happening with your kids and stuff, I don't know if you can. I honestly, yes, I'm sure she could recover from it, but it's a lot, and I don't know. I'm not saying she would. To be clear, if she's not in psychosis, we're not worried about that happening, and that's not what I'm worried about. But I don't like, just mentally and the burden that it carries on her. I don't know how you like live normal after that either. Yeah. But I don't think there's any good solution, to be honest with you. I think there's no winners in this situation, and if we just learn from it. But I don't see why people are so gung-ho about her going. I mean, she asked for help, she did the things.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
I wonder if, like, were you out here the day all the hundreds of people in pink were out here?
Yeah, so I came out here that day with so I made the sign. I knew the weight of the sign.
Yes.
And
what did your sign say?
Oh, sorry, I forgot to bring it.
It's okay.
It says like, this psych MP supports Lindsay, and this and this mama does too. And then it has just some facts, like 1 in 5 women experience mental health, and I'm 1 in 5 because I had postpartum. Sorry. Yeah. So like, I had obviously postpartum anxiety, as I said, and like, so way more people have experienced it than you think. But I am also afraid that if people, the way that it's being talked about, I'm afraid people won't report things even more, and then worse things will happen because how it was met for her, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know if I answered your question. I forgot what I was talking about.
You did, but the thing I wanted to ask you was like, that morning when there was hundreds of people out
there. They inspired me that's what I was telling you, but they inspired me to like I was saying no to everyone they were asking me then, and they kind of inspired me to speak out about it a little bit. And I'm in a unique position. If I was working somewhere or whatever, I can't speak out on it as much. So I don't know. I just felt very compelled. But I'm always like, I'm definitely a passionate person, and it's a passionate project for me, and I can't not speak up about certain things. So,
but I was wondering, like, do you think, did you see when everyone was cheering when she arrived, when Lindsay arrived?
Yes.
I think that, like, even people who think that she should be not guilty, that still rubbed them the wrong way.
And I think they're reading it the wrong way, honestly. I think most of the people, obviously I didn't talk to everyone out there, but I think it was more like they were like waving at you just to show that we're here in like solidarity to support you, and more like kind of what I'm saying. Like, she did report it. She did try to do all the things, and then we're shunning her too.
Yeah, but you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
Like, she's like a hero now.
Oh, no, I don't think that's what it was at all. It was more like, we're here to support you. No one's supporting you. But I get how it could come up. And even me, I laugh awkwardly all the time. I do all the things. So people can perceive it any way they want to, but a lot of people were, I mean, everyone, I think, is justice for the kids too. I think people get carried away with the conspiracy theories and all the things, and then the point gets lost a little bit.
Do you think that this will, like, help big picture? Like,
I'm hoping. That's why I'm talking out about it. That's my goal. This is so uncomfortable for me, to be honest. Not you,
you're doing a great job.
But it is like, normally I am like the ADHD awkward, say all the things, but also this kind of scenario is not always my most. But like, I feel strongly that if I speak up about it and advocate, that change can be, that's my goal. We need to change things. The system is broken. It was a system failure on multiple levels, but we need to fix, like, if nothing, it's a horrible thing and it's a tragic thing, and why not at least make change happen with it? I don't know. You know what I mean?
Even like postpartum psychosis not being in the manual.
Well, but that's not. So the DSM-5 right now, I think the 6 is. I don't know when the 6 is coming out, but there's indicators. It's not like that weird. It's depression or whatever, but with like postpartum onset or things like that. But I believe they are changing that in the next DSM. I'm not positive though.
Okay. Yeah, because the doctor who was on today just kept making a big point. Maybe it was yesterday that what's today?
I don't know. I'm losing track of days too.
Monday, right? Yeah. No, so it was today. Just like kept saying, well, it's not in there. You can't actually say. It was like,
oh, but no. See, I don't. But yes, you can. That's for coding and billing and stuff. That's not for like. I mean, yes, obviously diagnosis too, but symptoms really is what you treat and whatever. But it is, the DSM-5 has its like flaws. Let's put it that way. Like, you have to. It's not perfect, and you have to kind of learn how to tweak it for the diagnosis that you need, but they're working on. I really do think on the 6 they have like more indicators. I don't know. You can diagnose it. I don't know about the psychosis indicator. Don't quote me on that. But like I'd have to look at that. That's interesting. I think there's psychosis features like indicator on there, but I'd have to look, honestly.
And just my last question, something else you said about like how she shouldn't have been on certain medicines based on what she was saying.
Yeah, so
was that, and just because you understand, was it like really obvious? Like when you look at that,
that's why I'm so enraged. Yeah. Yes, it's basic 101 psych. Not maybe the first, like I said, like maybe not the first, but like 2 different yes, it is basic and it should be known. And if she reported the symptoms and they weren't taken seriously, and then they put her on other meds, so that's the thing. She reported that they were causing things to be worse and the like mania symptoms. So
anything else you think is important that you want people to know?
I just think it's like, at the end of the day, the message gets lost in all of it, but like, it could be any of you. And she tried to do all the right things. So, and she did do all the right things, and it still wasn't met with that. So my goal would be 2 goals. I hope that providers start listening to their patients more, because that's very important. And also that like more awareness and more programs, like we need more, obviously we need more resources on it. So I hope like a little awareness, because like we're having the conversation now, a lot of people don't know a lot of things about obviously it's what I went to school for, but why would some people know about it? So I think when there's an understanding, people get it a little more too. And I think just being open and honest about things. I mean, the whole way I practice, I'm sure you could guess this, but I'm a little open, but that's how people are vulnerable with you too. If they're afraid of opening up or reporting it, then that's like horrible too. So I don't want I want just it to be better. We all need to do better. We as providers and as a healthcare system need to do better. And this was just highlighted that.
Well, it was nice meeting you.
It was so nice to meet
so
you.
much.
Thank you. You made it so not feel weird.
Really appreciate Renee for taking the time to talk with me.
All right, guys, we are back for a little while. Hello. Let me put me and Maggie back up here real quick. That was the end of.
I'm here.
Hello. That was the end of Brian Enton's stream that he did. I've got things playing everywhere, watching disco on, you guys. And we, just for those that don't know, I think everybody knows now, we are on Verdict Watch, and we just went over the 2-hour mark that the jurors actually have it in their hands. So we're just going to continue to do this. We will be running a live until we get a verdict. They can only run for 12 hours at a time. So if it goes over that, or we need sleep, which I will, and Maggie will, then I'll just start another live to make sure that it's covered. And then we'll make sure we're covered. We will be on when the verdict, one of us or both of us, preferably both of us, will be on here when the verdict is read out. So what says you, Max? Did you get your dinner, honey?
Yeah, I finished my dinner. I'm just finishing my cup of coffee now.
Okay.
And now I'm falling asleep after I've eaten. So I've been sitting thinking, right, with my thoughts. So I've said this before, and this is what's keeping me believing she did not know what she was doing. So this is to the chat and to you. Was there any doubts in your minds that she adored your children before this?
I would have to say no. I mean, no.
Okay. What about the chat? Can you hear me? My mic was right back then. So what about the chat? Is there any doubt in anyone's minds that she was a really good mother? She adored her children. She lived for the kids. Does anyone doubt that? They were obviously a life at all she worried about. She wanted them to eat the best, have the best of everything. So, if that was the case, and she planned, this was premeditated, why would she have strangled them the way she did? Just think about it. If all the ways you could do it, you've got drawers full of pills.
Mm-hmm.
To take them babies out the way she did was the cruelest way of all. Which is suffering. So tells me that wasn't her. She wasn't there. She was out of her body, like she said. She was looking down. She had no feelings of anything, no fear, nothing at all, none. Now, even if you say, well, she done it quick like that because she was waiting for him to come back, she could have done the pills and she could have put all 3 of them in the car and drove and parked up somewhere by the time, because if she's giving the kids loads of that, they're going to be out of it in no time. If it's being premeditated, that just makes me know there's no way you would have took the easy way out for your kids. If you want your kids to go with you and you are intent on doing it, then wouldn't you do it? I know this doesn't make sense to say, but the most gentle way.
No, I think it does make perfect sense. And I'm going, and I love how you put that. I really do. And I can actually, I mean, with that logic of way of looking at things, I can agree to that, but I can also play devil's advocate to it. And that is, remember when they said that she or he, they can't prove who, was actually looking up ways to die or ways to kill. Was it ways to die? I don't want to get it wrong, but ways to die.
Yeah.
And my question would be, it wasn't clear to us, was she looking up ways to die for herself or for her children?
No, wasn't it how to kill someone?
I'm not sure. Maybe chat will remember.
Because I said, Howard, there's a million ways to kill someone. Why would you need to ask that?
Yeah. And maybe it was the quickest, the easiest, whatever. But we do know, after being involved in so much true crime and watching so many of these horrific things happen, we do know that when it comes to strangulation and killing with a knife per se, that's very, very personal, because you actually have to use your hands, put your hands on them or near them.
Mhm.
It's just police will just tell us it's a very, very personal killing, and so they always, like, in every instance of
It's
murder, they
personal, yeah.
they always look on the inside first and then go out. But when it is a personal killing, like they say with a knife or strangulation, things like that, I mean, they are really concentrated, and most of them
But then
automatically think it was
elas
someone close to them.
the elastic bands I think is really cruel. It's not like a normal band. It's something that you pull and it goes tighter and tight. It's like, I don't know. It's just as you've got to have strength to do that. And I think when you've lost the plot, you get a strength from nowhere. I just do. And I think if she was looking the way you think of it now, because of age, everything else, where how to kill someone, that was for herself, because she was looking she wanted to know ways that you could die. Do you know what I mean? Because if you go and put how to commit suicide, what way to do it, I've looked it up myself, not for that, for the whole research reason.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it
yeah.
was it kept telling me was to go and talk to Samaritans, go
Mhm.
and phone this number if you're feeling suicidal. So I couldn't get an answer. So I think that was for her, but I honestly think if I was to put it to you now, Leanie, and you had to make a decision, what way you would take if you had your babies, your children, what way would you take them out? What way would you say?
I couldn't even begin to think that way, though.
Exactly.
I
You just
couldn't.
couldn't. If you're going to do it and you're adamant you're going to do it, you're going to take them out the most gentle way you can do it, because you absolutely adore them babies, but they can't be here without you, whatever your mind's telling you. I mean, even that in itself,
Yeah,
premeditated or not, is not normal.
It's not normal to imagine
It's
your
not
child like
normal
that.
exactly.
I couldn't do it to the neighbor. I couldn't imagine.
No,
Now, I
me
thought
neither.
I don't know. Let me read real quick what Bonnie says up here. I think this is important, Maggie, and I'm going to let you talk about it because I think I've talked about it as well. Welcome, Bonnie. Thank you for coming in. She said, brand new here, and I was going to play devil's advocate if you don't mind. Why do we easily say, oh, men can do A, B, and C, but women must have been on something or we're pushed to do it?
I think it's like, it's just I mean, was that, have you heard men saying this today? Because we've had a load of men coming in here today and they're pushing it as we're feminists. And that is, listen, me, Leanie, and off of the chat that I know properly well enough, it's not the case. It's too hard for men loads of times. Men get a raw deal, I think, sometimes. A lot of the
Absolutely.
time, when they give kids back to the wives or the partners, whatever, and the poor men are in devastation, and they just do it to them just to punish them. And I don't believe in that. I think it's so wrong. I'm far from a feminist, neither is Leanie. But we've had loads of men coming in here today. So is it being a man that said it, because they've tried to push all that to us?
Yeah, and we ended it we put up with it for a little while because we try to let people redeem themselves or try to make sure that we understand exactly where they're coming from. And look, I know that men have gotten a raw deal sometimes, and I know women have gotten a raw deal sometimes. But for me, this isn't about gender at all. It's about 3 babies that have been killed, and they're gone. And mental illness is a real thing. Postpartum depression is a real thing. I don't expect a man to understand it because he hasn't been through it. I know people don't like to hear that, but it's just the
I know
truth.
loads of men that have had midlife crises.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
A lot of them killed themselves. Others, they haven't. They've been on the brink.
Absolutely.
But that's a real thing. Mental health is real.
It's
It
very
affects
real.
both men and women and
That's right.
children.
That's right.
It affects men, women, and children, not just one sex.
Yeah.
And and it can come at you at any time. There could be your daughter could go through this. Your granddaughters, your nieces could go through this type of postpartum. And it's a scary thing. It's really scary. And you know what? If anything comes from this, then let it be justice for the babies and let it be a lesson that don't think someone's going to be okay and they'll never do it because it's not them.
Bonnie says, as a whole, we seem to allow more for men regarding crimes than we do for women. If there were men in here, they would say different. They would say that if it was a man that was doing it, that it wouldn't have even gone this far. That if the husband was the one that killed the children, and Patrick is the one that killed the children, then we wouldn't all be talking about it. Just we wouldn't have an opinion other than just fry him. You know what I mean? And that's what some men think. Like I said, men have gotten raw deals and things, and women have gotten raw deals and things. But you know what? We can sit and we can argue all day long, how hard it is to be a man, how hard it is to be a woman, how hard it is to be a white person, how hard it is to be a black person. Why don't we it's difficult being a freaking human. And where we're at right now in this case is that we're only half, and I don't know what the statistics are, the men versus women in the world. I don't know. But I'm just going to say we're half and half. So half of the population of the world may be able to understand what Lindsay was going through if they had children, whereas the other half couldn't understand postpartum at all because they can't have children. So that would be like me saying, yeah, I understand chemotherapy. I get it. I know how hard it is on your body. It's terrible. It's just, I could go on and on and on. I don't know nothing about chemotherapy. Right? So who am I to speak on it? All I can do is just say, I'm sorry. And I feel for you. I can't feel you, but I feel for you. And so the people that have come in here try to make this totally a women or a man issue. I'm not down with it at all. I just don't agree with it. This isn't about that at all. This is about 3 kids that were killed either due to psychosis that went hand in hand with the doctors, I think. Listen, if you want to argue the fact, oh, she didn't take as many pills. She only took 7 out of that bottle and 3 out of that bottle and 5 out of that bottle and 25 out of it. If you want to do all that, that's fine. Go ahead and say that. That may be true. It may not be true. But not once did I hear in court in all the 3 weeks that we've been here, anybody say, any of the doctors say, look, Lindsay, here's the deal. We don't have magical pills, honey. You're not going to feel better tomorrow. This is going to take a couple of weeks to get into your system. You're just going to have to trust us. You're going to have to trust us that, yeah, you feel like crap right now, but we're going to help you get better. And nobody said that to her. Instead, they were like, oh, what? You've been on for 2 days? What? And it's still causing that? Say it ain't so. Here, take this other one. That's where the medical profession failed her. The other place they failed her is the 2 times that she called the suicide hotline, the time that she drove herself to the emergency room, and her own husband's mouth came out these words. Do you have a plan? Because apparently, if you don't have a plan on exactly how you're going to commit suicide or how you're going to kill someone, it's not real.
You don't fit the criteria?
You don't fit the criteria. That's got to be totally gone away with. It's got to be gone away with.
That's so wrong. I can't believe that. That's so wrong.
Yeah, I can't. And I was wondering when Patrick was talking about that, he asked her, well, do you have a plan? I thought, where the hell did he get that from? Oh, it makes sense. That's what the doctors are telling him to watch for. Ask her if she has a plan. Because if your spouse or your kid or your mom or dad or your neighbor next door came to you and said, sometimes I just feel like I want to end it all. I just want to be done. Are you going to say, do you have a plan? Like, how are you going to do it? No, not at all. That's just adding to the problem, isn't it? Putting their mind on it, making them think about it more, putting things in their mind. Well, I don't have a plan. Maybe I should come up with a plan. Let me come up with a plan. I'll be back. That kind of thing. No, that should be the very last thing that's ever said. And why it takes someone who's got their good enough diploma, me, my GED, to come up with how would a messed up thing to say to somebody who says they're suicidal. Stupid question. The stupidest question you could probably ask them is part of the norm is beyond me. Stop War says, apparently women are helpless and not responsible for their actions according to you. According to whom? Me? If that's the truth, I can tell you've never, ever, ever been in here before. Ever. Because I would, see, I have the opposite problem. I will blame myself before I blame anybody else.
It isn't in the moment, Curtis, though. That's just it. I had a friend who was absolutely fine with us all day and went home and hung herself. No one knew.
No one
had any idea.
That
She left
so
two babies. She was in the hallway and her sister was knocking at the door and you had to lift the little letterbox up because to see if they could hear anything, and their legs were hanging down.
Bonnie, of course. She says, thank you for allowing me to play devil's advocate. Of course. Listen, we all have to do that. How are we supposed to learn?
We love it like that, Bonnie.
Yeah. How are we supposed to learn if we only talk to people who agreed with us? How are you going to learn anything else in life? I have learned so much from listening to people that are like, Leanie, what about this? What about that? Hadn't even considered that or thought about that. That's how we learn. So I love good adult conversations. I just will not do trolling, and I will not do hateful comments and I could tell right away if you're brand new to this channel, because you can't come in and say something to us like, because I'm a woman, that's the way I speak like that. You just don't know me. You've never even been here. So I'm not going to argue with those kind of people. I'm not going to argue with anybody. I don't want to argue. I can do that in real life. I don't need y'all for that. I need y'all for therapy. Maggie, guess what call I got?
What?
My glasses are in. I'm so excited, y'all.
Oh, mate, Duffy won't be going to have new glasses, but I'm going to have to wait till I come home off my holiday because I won't get them quick.
You just won't be able to read, and I'm so sorry, but I am so excited that my glasses finally are here, you guys. So I made an appointment.
The glasses off Amazon as well.
Listen, Red owes me for keeping these live streams going, because I could have gone and picked up my glasses today and been fitted for them and everything. And I was like, no. I was like, the earliest I could do it is Monday. No, because I don't want to be sitting there trying on new glasses and a verdict comes in. I would have FOMO. I would have the worst FOMO. I would be like, I missed it. How the heck did I miss it? Anyways, and tomorrow I have to be in the dentist chair at 2:00. You guys, I'm just going to lose my freaking mind if I'm not here. I'm going to lose my freaking mind. I'm going to be crying in the dentist office. And not because I'm being hurt, but because I'm missing all this. I have severe FOMO.
I know, it was my dread. It's my dread. I've got to go out tomorrow and I'm like, oh my God. So tell me this is what I'm not understanding. So if they don't reach a verdict by tonight, what time what happens? They go over to tomorrow?
So
they go to bed because they can't go home. Once they've got to reach a verdict, they're not allowed to go home because they can't see anyone. They've got to go to a hotel. This is what I'm wondering.
Misty Blue, I'm getting my final fitting for the teeth tomorrow, and then in 2 weeks I'll be wearing my teeth. I don't know. I didn't catch that part because we got a copyright.
Does anyone know?
Does anyone know if they're going to be if they don't reach a decision tonight, how long are they given? Because usually they go to 5 or 6 is what the judge will tell them. So are they going to be put into like a hotel overnight, and then they come back first thing in the morning and start deliberating again? Did anybody hear how that's going to happen? Because we didn't.
That's how we do it. So I'm just wondering if it's the same in the States.
Well, I think it depends on the trial as well. Like Lori just said, no, they're not sequestered. So it depends on the judge. Some judges in
What's
some
that mean,
trials
sequestered?
means they can't be around anybody else, so they're put up in a hotel.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
even though Reddington, the defense attorney, asked for the jury to be sequestered, meaning put in a hotel, don't go home, so they can watch what they're watching,
Yeah.
take away their phones, all of that stuff. The judge said no, that he was going to trust them, and he was just going to ask the same questions every day and just believe that they're doing the right thing. A lot of times that leads to some misconduct and a new trial, i.e. Alec Murdaugh. So, yeah, I think because they're not sequestered that they actually get to go home, and he's just going to trust them. And God forbid, because if any one of them if they find out that any one of them have broken any tiny little rule and they find out about it, that's it. It's over. We start over.
Oh, don't.
Yeah.
We have to start over.
Yeah, it'll be thrown out. Yeah, because they're not allowed to do that. I did see something up here that just worried me a little bit. Every day for a summer said, I can tell, though, there's no justice for those babies. They have been forgotten and images smitten from the case, so people sympathize for the murderer. Well, no, not at all. And you've been here long enough to know that. There might be some people in chat that believes that Lindsay Clancy is innocent by insanity, or guilty by insanity, which means that she would be found not guilty. And they're entitled to that opinion. Does that mean that they have forgotten about the children? I mean, let's just be honest about it. No, that doesn't mean that at all. Does it mean that they believe in a murder and they support murder of little kids or anybody else? No. Are they actually going by only what they have seen in the trial?
Kids should never have died. They never should have died. Like poor babies.
Do you honestly think that most people in here, or the people you're talking to in here, would actually make a decision about her guilt or not, or innocence before even thinking of the children? I mean, that's why we're here. Yes, we think of the children. Okay, she said, I killed my children. Okay, we got that. Regardless, we hate you for that. We hate you for killing your children. Is that what you want us to say? We hate you for killing your children. Would it make you happier if all of us said, we hate you for killing your children and we want you to cry, even though you were really, really sick? Now, I'm not telling you one way or the other, because I'm still completely, listen, the trial did nothing for me to make me feel one way or the other, whether she was innocent or not. I'm just glad I'm not on this jury, because I would fuck it all up. But in the media, not here. But that doesn't mean so that's the difference, right? The media, you got to think outside the box a little bit. You got to, and maybe I give people, and I know I do this. I know, because my family tells me all the time that I give people too much grace, and that's why I end up getting hurt. But I can't help to think the way that I think. It's always a devil's advocate thing. So this is the way I think. The media is being paid, right? It is their jobs to make sure they get as many views as possible. That's how they make the money, right? So they don't have to tell us the truth. And even if they look like total monsters at the end of the day for sticking up for something that is so carnal and vile, it doesn't matter to them, because the money matters more. So they're going to go with the most salacious thing they can put out that's going to bring in the most views, right? So it doesn't mean that everybody, or even I mean, if it was me, of course, and I was had a contract with somebody, I wouldn't put out lies. I just wouldn't do. I wouldn't have a job. That's just the way it goes. But I understand why they do it. Does it make it right? No, it doesn't. Not at all. But that is the difference. It is the difference in people that are just really, really passionate about it and want to see, like after it was over and the jury took over, whether I offended anybody or not, it's my channel. And we sat here and we prayed, not for any kind of a verdict to go one way or the other, but for the right verdict, because we want justice for these kids, because that's all that matters to me in the end. Look, if she's guilty, fry her. If she's not guilty, get her the help she needs and find out who is guilty. You know what I mean? So it's not lost on everybody. But I can understand the media has become it's so hard to trust them. They've done this to themselves. They've done it to themselves. And I understand that. So I get what you're saying. I just thought, so if I got it wrong, thought you were comparing or saying that here, all of us are, not focusing on the kids, because that's what it's about every day of the week for me. Every day. That's the only reason we show up, is because of kids. Somebody's got to stand here. That's why I'm keeping the stream open. If it goes on 12 hours, we'll cut it off. We'll start a new one. We're going to see it through for the kids, because I believe there are people in Lindsay Clancy's family, in those children's family on either side, that didn't stay for the kids. And so it's the least we can do. And we earn not one dime. Not one dime. I've never taken a penny from this channel. I never, ever would.
You cover it too.
Never. And so I don't have anything to lose. What I say is what I say. And if people like it and they dig it, they'll stick around and they'll hang out with me. If they don't like it, then they'll find a channel that they do like.
And we'll always be for the victims.
That's right.
Always be
Absolutely.
for the victims.
100%.
And it's not like, we are going to talk about them forever. We don't talk about loved ones we've lost forever.
Nope.
Now and again, you'll get that little feeling in your heart and you'll talk about them. So sometimes it's easy to just go months and months and then it'll hit you all over. So that's what it is. It's just because we don't talk about them all the time on the channel doesn't mean we don't give a shit anymore. Because that's just life is. Life moves on. But you do remember them as we remember our loved ones.
Gemma says, I'm still completely undecided. The prosecution caused me to have more questions than answers. Those babies are and always have been the start, middle, and end for me. That's right. And I believe you, because we've been here day in and day out whenever we could be here. So that's right.
What you mean, sorry, you reading out, Liz? Sorry,
yeah,
go on.
I want to finish this with every day.
No, go on. I didn't realise you were shouting, reading out. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Every day says, no, again, this is a small media, reaches millions and forgets about victims. I understand. So if I judge that wrong every day for a summer, honey, I'm completely sorry. Sometimes I get things wrong too. Sometimes I read things the wrong way. So if I offended you in any way, please forgive me. And let's just go back. And I understand what you're saying. And I concur when you're talking about media outlets that are getting paid. Yes, they forget the kids. The victims are always forgotten about. Listen, victims do not bring in money or watchers or numbers. They just don't. But evil people and the evil they do, that does. All right, Maggie, go ahead. I just wanted to make sure that I cleared that up with every day, because I definitely am not here to offend. I definitely am not here to offend anybody unless they piss me off. Then I could give a shit less.
No, I don't even know what I was going to say, Lee, to be honest
you
with
you. You were talking about Curtis. Curtis says the resuscitation is the one thing that speaks for me.
Oh, yeah. What about it, Curtis? What about the resuscitation? Let us know. I mean, if anyone's got a one thing that's making them undecided, what is it? So what's your
good
one
question.
thing?
That's a good question, Maggie. That's a great question.
What is it? What's yours?
Let me just think on it for a while, because I feel like I have so many.
All right, so think about it then. One question, if you had one question that was just stopping you deciding either way. that one thing that's niggling you. The main, you might have a few, but just the main one. Can you say?
Wow.
Alicia said you cannot revive someone after more than 30 minutes. How long was it? I mean, they did talk about that, didn't they? It did make sense. I can't remember, Laurie, so I'd be wrong if I said that now.
I think they're talking about the timeline.
Oh, right, okay. I forget the timeline. My brain's not holding anything. This is the thing with me. I have to ask Leni all the time. Misty says all the experts in this trial are being paid a lot. Of course, yeah. How much they're being paid. Do you know what I mean? And people just say, oh, well, that's their job. It's like the reporters. You know what pisses me off, though, today with YouTube is like we've covered this and other channels as well that haven't been getting monetized. But the ones that are getting monetized have all jumped on. Not everyone, but a lot of people have jumped on this today. It went manic. The last minute they jumped on it, and the ones who've been here all the time has ended up getting a copyright because it went berserk.
Yep.
Gemma said, "Oh no, Laurie, hang on." So Alicia said, "Oh, she's talking to Alicia." Okay, I'll leave that with you. Gemma says, medical staff are obligated by oath to administer medical care, and that includes resuscitation. Yeah, that's true. She's in more hell now than she would have been had they not resuscitated her cases. Yeah, because she just didn't want to be, because she knew she couldn't live with it. And obviously, it didn't happen. So she's in her own hell. She's got to go round with that in her head all the time, playing like a video over and over. Every day for summer. This is what's bothering me, is that I have psychosis, and I know not everybody is the same, but it doesn't matter who's here or what they say. I stay in the psychosis. I can't plan who's there, who's here. Okay. I think what I'll say to that.
Hold on, keep reading down. Let's finish up.
Okay. So I have said and stated the same thing she did to her own mother, that I was scared and wanted the money to come here so that I wouldn't have to sleep alone.
Oh, someone, not money.
And I've said and stated the same thing she did to her own mother, that I was scared and wanted the money to come here. I'm not understanding that, Lee.
Okay, remember when the mother went on stand and she gave testimony that Lindsay had called her and said that she was scared to stay by herself. Okay, that's what Every Day is saying, that they have the same thing. They don't want to sleep alone. They're scared. So
that's what I mean. And that I know that psychosis can be different for everyone, because we're all different. Not what it could be for you might not be for the other person. Do you know what I mean? It's so hard. I mean, I don't understand mental health that I could give an opinion on whatever. All I can say from what I see is it's different for everyone. It's like Casey said before, it's a spur of the moment thing, basically. You didn't actually say them words, so that if you're going to take your own life, but not for everyone. I know people that have obviously planned it, being fine in front of people all day and gone home and done it. So it's not, unless you mean cases, they decide there and then, right, today is the day. Do you mean it in that way? And it could be like 7 hours later. Or do you mean if they're going to do it, they do it there and then? I don't know whether cases are still here.
Every Day said, that's what's really bothering me, is that I want people to reach out when I'm in a psychosis, so I don't end up in jail or the mental institute, which was planning stuff, sending people away. And the SSRI psychosis make it worse and last longer. Listen,
please take notice of people when you without them telling you, if you know someone, even if you don't know someone and they approach you, do you get me, Lena? If you've ever been approached and you think they're not right, there's something going on. You just know when you say, "Are you okay? Are you with someone?
Yeah.
Do you want a drink or something?" You know, you try and help them in some way, or you'll like I've pulled a security guard before today in a shopping mall, and I've said, "Listen, this lady doesn't seem good. Can you suggest anything that I can get her some help or whatever?" So they've helped it, you know what I mean? They've got an ambulance and stuff because the lady was losing her mind, basically. But I think everyone should take notice and don't just turn your head and walk away. You know, unless it's a dangerous situation that you could be putting yourself in, do you know what I mean? That's different. Or if you've got a family or a friend or a neighbour or whoever who shows a sign of, you just know they're not themselves, let someone know in the family. We've had to do it a couple of, I mean, I'm not going to say over here, we've had to let the sons know, you know who I'm on about, that they need to keep an eye, you know, because you know when something's different and it's not right. But to do that, and I don't know.
No, I think that's
it.
Yeah, and I do think that it's hard on people that do have some kind of mental health disorder. I think we're coming away from it a little bit, but people still stigmatize people with real.
Do you think it was getting better before this? Before this,
no.
Did you think mental health was getting better? Because people were saying, you know, I mean, in treating mental health.
I didn't have an opinion one way or the other of it because I've seen the same doctor for 20 years who's really good at listening to me. But as far as like people being aware of mental health out there, yes, I think that part is gotten a lot better where people are more aware of it. But just like
I think they're more aware, but I think the help, I don't think there's enough help for people out there with mental health problems.
Well,
I think it's the same as what we've seen with Lindsay. They're too quick, even doctors are too quick to give you tablets, pills, whatever. You know, I think sometimes for people, they just want to chat. You know, and to me.
Go ahead, Max.
Go on, girl. Go on.
Max, it's kind of like an assembly line at the doctors now. Now, not for me, but from what I hear and what I see, it's like, okay, you got a 20-minute appointment, you know, and he's kind of on the clock, 20 minutes.
Ours is 10 minutes tops,
and then
normally 5, but
and then you're out, and then the next person's in. It's kind of like an conveyor belt. It shouldn't be like that.
Yeah, terrible. And since the lockdown, you can't get in to see a doctor now. You can, but it's you get a phone call. You've got a phone by 8:30 in the morning. You speak to a nurse who then puts you down for a phone call, and you'll get a phone call. And if it's something you can show the doctor, you send a picture in.
Curtis says, let's get real, people. Reasonable doubt is all over this case. I'm going to have to agree with that. Yeah. And that is why I say that's why I had to have a prayer, because I don't know.
Has anyone posed their question yet, even you, Lee?
About what bothers me?
If you had to pick one thing that would change, that if you're on the fence, you don't know which way to go, it's niggling at you. This is for everyone. What is that one thing that it would take that would change that you would know, that you could come to a verdict?
I think mine would be the timeline too, but a different way than what some people in chat are saying it. My timeline I would want to know about is, and I guess only Lindsay could answer it, like why pick up the phone to Patrick's call after you've already killed the kids and talk to him for what was it, 11 seconds?
That after?
It was upstairs. The phone was thrown on the floor. Yeah, she had gone up.
He said she sounded like she was busy doing something. So I thought she was just starting to when he called.
No.
Oh, God.
No, she was already upstairs because they said that she had climbed two sets of stairs. She went to 2 floors, and so we know she was upstairs. She was in the basement. She climbed 2 floors, and
maybe she went up to do that, and she had to run back down and get a knife.
I don't know. See, so many. So I'm just gonna. I'm like Curtis right here. There's too much. They missed. They missed too much. Let's see. So Curtis says that his problem also is the timeline, the resuscitation timeline. So in other words, you're going off of how long it would have taken. So Callan, we know Callan was the baby. We know from testimony that he was the last child that was strangled. He also did not have a heartbeat when the police or the EMS got there, and they were able to resuscitate him. In other words, at least get a heartbeat, a systolic heartbeat on him to get him into, and he lived for 3 days, even though we're sure he was already brain dead. So what they're saying is, by the timeline that was given to us about Lindsay and Patrick's movements during that time, the timeline that Patrick had didn't add up to him not being the one to actually commit the murders, try to kill Callan right then. He ended up, if you believe that Patrick is the one that did it, that of course he did kill Callan, but not then, because what they're saying is that by the timeline that they've given us, that would mean that Patrick would have showed up 30 minutes later, and you would not be able to resuscitate Callan at that time. 30 minutes is way too long to resuscitate somebody. We went over that already. So I get what you guys are saying about that. You're saying the timeline, it can line up to Patrick being the one who actually did this. Because
sorry, go on.
It's okay. The only proof that we have about anything, die-hard proof, is that when we see we see Patrick in CVS and we see Patrick at the restaurant, we only have that. That is the only proof, like put it in stone. Everything else is everybody's own, what they believe, right?
So Patrick obviously lied when he said that she spoke to him. She told him the kids were in the basement and she tried to kill herself. So even Red said to that doctor when he said the same, when he was quoting Patrick, who told you that? Did you know about what happened to her? The injuries she sustained, and she spoke. She could only grunt. So therefore, Patrick lied about that. Why?
See, and that's
I don't believe he's done it, but why did he lie about that?
Yeah, why?
Could it be the fact that did he drive it around the bend? He never actually done anything, but was it his voice that she was hearing? She didn't know. There's things she doesn't know and can't remember.
Did he tell her?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
You just don't know. If she's in psychosis and that's all going on and she's listening, she's so mixed up. She hears a voice. She's not going to say what voice it is. It's just all going to be muddled for her. But this is I'm just clutching at straws with everything here. But it just makes why again. And when we were saying, oh yeah, it's been investigated, it obviously hasn't. Even Red said that. No one investigated anything. You just took their word for it, and that was it. It was over. Just took her word for it. And yet he lied. She didn't talk. She has obviously told him, that's not right. I didn't speak. For him to have brought that up in the course. So where'd you go with that? Do you know what I mean? So what says yous in the chat? The bedside table was moved over the blood. Well, don't forget, she slit her throat and her wrists, and then she was pulling the bed over because she wanted to climb on the bed, didn't she? Or whatever, I don't know. But that's what she was trying to get out the window. She had to climb on the bed. She had to climb up. Toshi and Saw Lane there at 5:50. See, I'm not sure on all the timelines, so I can't say I forgot them. Technically, Gemma said they took his word for it. She didn't speak right until days later. Yeah, and I was thinking as well, what was I thinking? You know, the way I said it bothered me that the first thing she said is, do I need a lawyer? So, was she still in psychosis then? Was she still not right in the head then? Would anyone in their right mind, after knowingly killing their kids, ask about a lawyer? So that tells me she wasn't fully out of psychosis or something. It's just kind of not like a person, and it's the same person be so callous and say the things she did and asking to phone her husband to see how things were between them, to work out how things were between them. Is that normal? Is that of a normal mind, a balanced mind? And saying, I love you. I would have been terrified. If I was in the right mind, I'd have been screaming for the kids, and I wouldn't have definitely rang my husband. So this all points that she wasn't even right when she come to. What do you think?
So I just want to ask a question. With all these questions that chat is putting in and talking about, listening to Maggie, listening to myself, I'm going to echo Curtis, who I think is echoing me because I said it so much yesterday that I think everybody wanted to shove a sock down my throat. Isn't this all reasonable doubt?
Yeah.
Then what? What are you commanded by the court to do? If you
I don't think she's guilty of insanity. I think she was insane. I don't think a loving mother like we've seen her, and I do believe what we've seen, she was a loving, devoted mother. She worked with kids and all that. I don't believe for 1 minute she was evil and wanted to take her kids out with her. And there's no way any loving mother would take her kids out the way she did. You would do it in the gentlest way possible if there's such a thing. But I hope you understand what I'm trying to say, Chas. I really do. There's no gentle way to take a baby out. But if she was in a right mind, do you think the way she worried, wouldn't let anyone mind the kids, blah, 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 that she'd have took them babies out the way she did? That was cruel. Them kids must have been absolutely terrified seeing their own mum, and she'd taken them down the basement one by one. That's not a sane person. Definitely not.
Alicia, I don't know really what's going on there, but if this is true and you're just, I have no reason not to believe you. What I'm saying is if you're not just using this as an example, but you say, so my ex's sister killed her 3 kids. She was always different. That just breaks my heart. I hope that, I just hope you're using that as a scenario or something.
Yeah.
Oh, she says, I think she snapped, but she did it and needs to serve her time. She is now competent.
How was she before, Alicia? Was she a good mum? Or was she not a good mum all the time when you say she was different or whatever? Was she?
Hi, Katrina.
Hi, Katrina.
Misty says, I have doubts both ways. Curtis says, it's not guilty is what the judge says, right? And all this all this is, to me, is reasonable doubt. Yes, nothing has been proven either way. Hi, Tosh says, Tiger's in the chat if you think she did it.
We don't have a clue.
Tosh, you're terrible. Anyways, no, I at this point, I mean, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I just know that I still have too many doubts. But then at the same time, I'm scared that I'm letting a killer walk away. But then if I say, okay, she's guilty, then what if she was really in psychosis? And then I'm sending an innocent person to jail. I mean, I don't want to ever. I used to say all the time, I want to do jury duty. I don't think I want to anymore. I don't want to be responsible.
I couldn't do that.
I don't want to be responsible. Now, if there's a smackdown, if there was a fight going on, and someone was pistol whipped and, there was some good old fashioned ass kicking going on, I'd be in that courtroom. I'd be like, yeah, you deserve that ass kicking. Don't sit there and act like you're innocent. They're proving it. You deserve that ass kicking. Look at me again that way. Look at me again that way. You're going to get another one. I'm telling you, I'd be kicked right out. Alicia says, no, she really did.
Oh my God.
She had them write goodbye letters, overdose them, and set.
Well, that just makes it she's able to have done that to get back at a man with kids. No. Anyone that does that takes the kids out because of a man, because she doesn't want them getting back at the ex that way, burning them, having the kids write letters. That's cruel. Total cruelty.
Wow. I'm sorry for your family that you had to go through that.
That absolutely. What a terrible, terrible thing to go through. I mean, how do you live with something like that? How does it affect? It has so much a knock-on effect, doesn't it, for everyone involved? It's just awful. The poor babies.
Snorkel says, I think she flipped egg rolls. Snorkel, you're hysterical.
Did she have mental health problems? Well, she must have, because
yeah,
no
but
one
were
in
they
the right
known?
mind.
But we want to know, were they known mental health problems? That's the difference, right?
The what?
Were they known to somebody?
Yeah, were they known? Like, did she not just play the mental health? Was it known that she did have mental health problems, Alicia? At the very least, Patrick is guilty of criminal negligence, I agree.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Right there with you. All of them. Take them all. I don't know what their punishment should be.
Alicia.
But all four parents, all four grandparents, the sister, everybody who knew, all negligent. All failed them kids. Every one of them. They all got blood on their hands. Congratulations. Pisses me off.
Don't get me wrong. They went and they helped her. They went and helped. But they never acted when she said she was having thoughts of harming the kids. They never acted and they knew. That's my problem.
And I think, look, I'm trying to give grace here, but I'm still going to be pissed off and I'm still screaming for some kind of retribution for them. And I don't know what it's supposed to be, but I'm still going to say that they didn't do enough. They did, even when you hear, the parents, they went for this weekend and they stayed in the hotel and they were there for days on end and stuff like that. Listen to her sister's testimony again. See how many times her sister went and actually saw her. So what little bit of help, or you could say a lot of help. I mean, she had a nanny from 9 to 5, or no, it was only 4 hours a day. If you guys remember, 4 hours a day, she did have a nanny, and 3 days a week, 2 of her kids were going half days too. So yeah, we could say that. But listen, I had 3 kids too. Whenever I went freaking nutty out of my mind, all I could do is just lay around the house. I would find myself laying on the floor to scare everybody half to death, but it was the only place that I could calm my body sometimes. because it's your brain fighting against the symptoms in your body. You want to run away so bad from your body because your brain's looking at it as your body knows it's your brain. It's a totally, it's like two left hands trying to work together. It's terrible. But every one of these people have blood on their hands, every one of them. And I don't know what the punishment should be. I don't know, but how people can go on and just live their life. Like, look, I'm not saying that Patrick doesn't miss his kids. I don't know. I'm not saying that the grandparents aren't sorrowful. I don't know. I'm not saying that the sister isn't like, damn, I wish I had not only worried about my sister, but maybe worried about my niece and my nephews. I don't know. But I do know this. Lindsay asked for help, but nobody was saying, what about the kids? You know, hey, Patrick, yo, Pat, come here, Patty, Patrick. Let's have a discussion about the kids, you know. I mean, I know Lindsay's told you a couple times that she has thought about harming the kids, you know. I mean, she told me, you know, I'm her mom, and you know, let's just, you know, even though Lindsay's going to be pissed off with us, we got to take care of the kids. So let's just get them out of here. She's got the same clothes to get glad in. She got mad in. That's what my mama used to tell me, y'all. You got the same clothes to get glad in. You got mad in. So that's what I've been saying. You know, Patrick, she's going to be pissed off at us. She's going to feel like we're doing her injustice. But I mean, if you were watching someone slit their wrist and you knew if you called the ambulance, it was going to piss them off, would you still do it? Would you still call the ambulance? Of course you would.
Yeah.
Of course you would. So that's what half the problem is everybody's afraid to piss off somebody, so they don't report things that should be reported. And the other thing that I wanted to say that I've been saying forever, and it keeps coming and going from my mind like a freaking revolving door, which is annoying. And I can't remember it now.
Just been the same.
Just
that freaking something forgotten.
I'm just that freaking aggravated, y'all, and I'm just that freaking old.
Oh, it's terrible, guys. This memory, you just don't believe it's ever going to happen to you. I remember my mum telling me, "Oh, you'll forget all kinds," and I was like, "Yeah, okay." I can't remember anything. I really can't. I've got a phone with alarms on for every part of my life. It's terrible.
And I look like the guy off of one of those dorky movies that has the little pin in his pocket with his little notepad, and it's got a stain from the pen dripping the ink on it. That's me. If I'm writing everything down, you know, and shit, so I don't forget it. It's terrible.
Something I never do. I should do, but I never do.
It's all you young.
Said, I found their relationship strange, the text messaging communications while in the same house. But he was down in the basement. She was up the stairs. So probably for her to get down the stairs when she had the 3 kids, she'd have to take the 3 kids with her, or because you wouldn't leave a baby on their own. Do you know what I mean? Up the stairs, she'd have to take them with her, and the others would toss along. So it's probably easier for her to just text him. That's what I think anyway. I've done it before today. Put the kettle on. That's what I've said. Put the kettle on. He's sitting right beside me by me. Just couldn't be bothered talking.
Let me go ahead and put it out here really quick, you guys. We are 3 hours into Verdict Watch already. These 3 hours.
Will Lindsay still be sitting around, Lee?
No, they've probably taken her. Well, sometimes they make them stay in the courthouse just in case they come out and they're ready to. Usually they'll make them stay there until like they release the jury to go home if they can't reach a decision by the deadline for that night. And then they take her back either to wherever she's institutionalized, but they would either take an inmate back to jail or a patient back to.
So has she not got to be there when they do it then?
Yeah, she has to be there. That's why they usually keep the accused at the courthouse. The judge stays at the courthouse. All the lawyers stay at the courthouse. Everybody's there that has to be there. They stay there.
So you can still get another 2 hours then, can't you? Up to 6 o'clock.
Up to 6 o'clock, yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, Misty, I do it as well. I text my son if I want him because I shout him and he won't hear me because he's got his headphones on that loud playing gaming, and I'm off the wall, I'm screaming, all the neighbours can hear me, but he can't.
I agree, Dawn. She says it's okay, Lainey. Justice will be served one way or another. That's right. Eventually, one way or another. And listen, you don't.
Hands, isn't it?
Yep, it is. Well, I say let's charge them all. I'll be right back, Maggie.
Go on. Me missy, look, snap. Terrible as your son's a gamer, guys. Or your daughter's a gamer, or your husband's. You need to have a phone to text them and put it right in front of the screen so it flashes when you text them. Otherwise, it's not happening. I hear sometimes when a phone zzz, 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 zzz on the ceiling. That's what I hear. That's his phone buzzing to let him know. But it doesn't get answered. Has anyone else got a gamer child? This will to tell you. The hidden what it would be called? The hidden children. Yeah, they didn't even have. They went to school one day and finished the next because of lockdown. Never ever went back to school. Proms, nothing. I text my daughter when she's in her room if I need it. Dawn says, I know, it's terrible. Terrible. We'll text each other. I have definitely texted my husband. Don't you text any? Do you rather speak? Toshi. You're a nice person. That's true, Max, but they texted like they were a married couple. It's more the Oh, I get you. I mean, you'd have to see them in that video, didn't you? You only had to see that. They didn't even look like they were together. They didn't look like they knew each other, let alone together. They looked a worlds apart. Worlds apart. So, do you know what? Was their marriage failing? Who knows? We're never going to know, are we? Or will we? Do you think it'll be leaked?
I don't think it'll
Maybe
be leaked.
someone will leak it.
I think when Patrick has his day in court, if this goes the way it's supposed to go for them, it's going to come out.
Oh,
it's going to come out that he was having an affair, and they're going to use. I mean, he's going up against doctors. He's going up against pharmaceuticals. They're going to use everything they can. Believe me, they're going to show all of his past.
Yeah.
So
very hard, isn't it, to win a medical negligence case?
Unless they settle out of court, which they do that a lot because they just, they know their shit's weak and they don't want to draw more attention to it than it needs to be, which it wouldn't surprise me if they all just settled out of court. But it would be so nice if we could just listen to all the dirt in Patrick's life. I'd be like,
just to put our minds, we need to know.
All right,
we need to know some answers.
Yes, right. Tell us all about it. Tell us
My
all
life's
about
always
it.
been about no answers. I can't. We'll see it on Netflix. Oh, Charlotte Tweedy, do you think so? Charlotte, how old are you tomorrow, love? Are you doing anything nice for your birthday? Hey, Charlotte, we might still be here. Charlie. Gemma said he was probably. Oh, go on.
No, go ahead. I'm just looking up something real quick.
Okay. Gemma said he was probably with the mistress at that point. They'll have all the what? Oh, all these little lessons. I haven't got a clue. I'm old school. They'll have all don't know what it means from that time. So they'll have all kinds of proof. Do you mean from that time? 55. Surely, I thought you were about 32. I just added in my brain you were 32, 33, something like that. I don't see anyone over the age of 40. I just don't. I see everyone in this chat way younger than us.
Listen, I'm young.
Oh, you are? Bitch.
No, I'm really not, but I like to think I am. I'm glad I
Yeah, but you know what? As soon as you get them teeth, you'll be thinking you are, won't you?
Oh, that and my eyes and my lips done.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna look like freaking Hollywood.
Should be one of these, on Instagram, guys, where all these women are not a bit put out now. They all get on with the gloss on the lips and they're all pouting. I mean, years ago, if you knew someone doing that, you go, oh my God, don't they love themselves? Now no one turns a hair. Everyone's on there. They're showing the cleavage and everything.
Oh, no, I hide my cleavage. You guys know that. But listen.
My cleavage is on the floor, so I can't show it.
Well, mine's like tucked into my pants. But listen, I'm not going to be going on Instagram. I am going straight to Court TV, and I'm going to have a discussion with old Nancy with
You
my
should
boo
stand
thing.
outside the
And
course when he says, can I, do you mind if I have a word with you? Go, no, we are, love, we are, come over here. Yeah, just get in here, because I've got the sun on me. Can you just see
that's
my
right.
face clear? I've got no lines on me or nothing, have I?
Right.
You sure?
And
Am I all
and
right,
it won't
Nance? Go on.
it won't be my good side, because I'll have all of my sides and be like, pick a side. I don't care. I look good.
Yeah, just say
No.
go any side you want.
Listen.
It doesn't matter. Just don't get a shadow on me, love. Please don't get a shadow. I haven't got and I'd say, excuse me, can you just stand a bit more to the left? Because
Exactly.
you're
in my light.
on one side. Yeah, you're in my lace. And I need to show these little pearly whites. Do you know what I mean?
Oh my God, I'm so excited. Listen, I'm going to be so plastic by the time all this is over with. You guys, you have no idea. I'm spending all...
Guys, this a conversation we've had about this. You wouldn't believe this woman when I first met her, the thing she said to me. I was thinking of all you Americans didn't do a chat with each other. Didn't do nothing. That's what I thought. I went, so you getting that? And she went, oh no, Maggie. Oh no. Us Americans, we're not like that, Maggie. I went, oh, all right, it does. But I wanted to say, what do you mean? Best you get out there. I did eventually. I said, you best getting your eyes done. What is it? You need to get them. She's like albino. She can't see her. I said, you need a bit of dark. Oh yeah, we'll tell that story, Lee. So, guys, Leanie's got the whitest eyelashes and eyebrows. So unless she's got mascara on, you're not seeing them. So I said, Lee, I'm going to send you a bit of eyebrow tie. Use it, girl, but please be very careful. Don't get it in your eye. And I said, put some petroleum jelly under your eye. I said, because it'll stain your skin. Really being nice and telling and making sure, because I didn't know her that well then, or maybe I did, but I didn't. Anyway, so she went, yeah, okay, Meg, but little wasn't.
Step-by-step instructions. That's what she gave me.
I got a phone call, guys. Yeah, I gave her a 1, 2, and 3. This, don't do that and don't do this. She video called me. I couldn't even speak. I just sat there with my mouth open wide. I went, Leanie, what have you done? She went, oh, it's okay, Maggie. It'll come off. I'll wash it soon. I went, no, Lee. She put lines all over her face like she was contouring herself with this dead dark brown dye all over her lips. It was everywhere. I went, Lee, you don't understand. It was saying, oh, fuck off, Maggie. That's what she said. I went, no, Leanie, I'm telling you. Go on, tell the rest, Lee. How long
It
was
stayed on for 3 weeks. I couldn't get it off. I tried everything. I thought Maggie was being overly dramatic. I was like, nothing is going to stay on your skin that long. And so I wanted to make her laugh. So I darkened my eyebrows, like real, put it on there, made them thick. I put it all over my lashes and underneath. I did my cheekbones. I did under my chin. I did down my throat.
She had big brown lips.
Oh, brown lips. And I thought it was hysterical. And she was like, oh my God. She's like, go take it off right now. Go take it off. And I was like, it's fine, Maggie. Y'all, it wouldn't come off. It was terrible. And that was around Christmas time. I couldn't even take Christmas pictures because I walked in the house and all my family's like, what is wrong with you? And I was like, Maggie did this to me.
See, Maggie got the blame.
Yeah, it's but I did take pictures. We used to have them on here. I didn't mind showing them. I don't care.
We had to take them off, didn't we? Because we had too many pictures on
Yeah, I do silly stuff. I'll try just about anything once.
She does. And I should tell you what she done one time when she had the fire going in the living room, in the fireplace. And I couldn't believe it. I thought, she's lost her mind. Tell them what you did, really.
No, I'm not telling them. No, there's only about 800 lives on there. Go find it. There's a lot of interesting stuff you can find.
Go and have a look. Go and find. Oh my God. And the roller coaster ride, guys. Yeah. You'll have to go and see that one as well. On the line dancing in the hotel room.
I blame all of that on bad
On the
influences in my
eclipse.
life and the eclipse, because never in my life have I done an illegal drug. And then I ended up in Tennessee where that vape thing is legal. And for some reason, it just hit me all of a sudden. I was like, maybe I should try that. So I called the FBI. I won't give her name, JB. And
Don't give a name.
and I said, listen, it's legal here in Tennessee. And she's like, yeah. She's like, I was like, tell me which one to get. I'm going to try it. Now, she knew I had never tried anything in my life, y'all. I mean, I barely tried what the doctors give me. I'm scared to death. And so I don't know what came over me. It was
That's
like a
the
devil.
truth.
It was a devil.
Yeah,
And so
see, there's a perfect thing. You didn't know what come over you. It's never happened before.
I was totally, totally possessed. And it was an hour of possessions, hours, because so I had her on video. So she was like, she said, get that one right there. Get that one. And so I got that one. Beefcake, my husband, is with me. It's our anniversary. He doesn't know what the hell's happening, but he knows what he married. He knows I just get these whims and I go and I can't help it. It's just like a force. And so he's like, what the hell is going on? Because he's never done anything like this before, but he doesn't tell me what to do. And so he's like, I'll buy it. So we went in there and bought it. I waited till we got back to the room and I was like, I'm going to go live. He said, you're going to go live. And I said, yeah, I'm going to go live and I'm going to smoke this vape on a live with my friends because they're all smoking dope. And he's like, ugh. He said, don't show me on the live. Okay. So there I was. First, I didn't even know how to open the damn thing. I was like, it won't come off. So Beefcake had to come over and open it for me and show me how to use it. And then I was trying to smoke it. And I was like, I don't feel nothing. I feel nothing. You guys are crazy. And then they're like, if you're not coughing, you're not really getting it. You need to smoke it. So I thought, okay, I'll smoke it like I smoke a cigarette. I am a professional cigarette smoker. I take 2 hits at once. So y'all, I started taking 2 hits at once of that. I started coughing, couldn't breathe, shit. Next thing I know, I was as happy as a freaking clam. I was like, everything was so fucking funny. I remember everything that happened, just like when I've been drunk before. I remember everything that happened. I just cannot control what happens. And I did the
Follow
damn
my
thing.
finger, Maggie. She said to me, follow my finger, Maggie. This is through the phone. I went, I'm as bad as here. I went, go on. So the next thing, she puts her finger in front of the screen and she starts wagging it. So I'm following the finger, my eyes are going left to right. Then she goes faster. And then faster and faster. And then she pulls it to the side dead quick. And she went, which side? I went left. She went, yeah. She went, we'll do it again. And me and her played that game for about 15 minutes, guys. And I was so excited. Honest to God. There is something wrong with the two of us.
There is, yeah. And so we ended up across the street on a roller coaster because I kept telling him I want to go ride the roller coaster. And Beefcake's like, let's go ride the roller coaster. And I was like, I want to go ride the roller coaster. And then when I got enough of that stuff, I was like, I'm going to go ride
Take us with you, Lee. Take us with you.
So yeah, I stuck the phone in my mouth and I was holding on. And I rode the roller coaster live, like it is funny, like they're all on the roller coaster with us. And let's just say that night, no fireworks were happening in that room on our anniversary, just like on our honeymoon, because we didn't have a honeymoon and it wasn't really an anniversary. I got high with my friends. That's what happened.
Oh,
I mean,
I don't like vapes. I wouldn't have a vape. I think they're dangerous.
I will never do that shit again. I couldn't stand the taste. No. Remember, I brought it home and I still had the whole thing. And then one night I was having a lot of anxiety. No, I threw it away. The FBI told me to throw it away.
Yeah.
It's not legal in Indiana. Yeah.
Oh,
and
isn't it?
No, it's not. That kind's not legal. Not that kind is not legal in Indiana. And it was so funny because I had it going for my colonoscopy. And, you know, you had to keep going to the bathroom and stuff like that. And the nurse was like, do you take any recreational drugs? Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, never. And then I had to go to the bathroom really, really bad, and she was trying to write down my prescriptions. So I handed her my whole bag of pills, and I was like, "Can you just go through that and then you write it all down?" Y'all, she had to see that vape in there. It looked like I was straight up lying to her, which I did, but I'd only done that one time, and it hit me when I was in the bathroom. I was like, "Oh my God, there's a vape in that damn bag. She's gonna call the police to me." And then JD was like, "Throw that shit away. You don't need that no more." But never again. It tastes nasty.
Just poured myself my last cup of coffee because I'm not having any later than this. I'll be up all night, Bean.
You're gonna be up all night anyways, but try not to be. Just take your phone with you.
I'll take my phone with me and I'll just put my earplugs in and I'll listen. I'll listen to something before I go to sleep anyway. And if I hear all kinds of screaming going on, I'll know something's happening and it should wake you up.
I mean, it won't matter anyways. They're only going to go to a certain.
Yeah, Curtis, that's what Red said. That's what Red said. It wasn't investigated enough. None of it.
That's right. Yep.
Toshi says, "I wish we had the vape ones here. I'd be smoking it for sure. Don't use have them, Tosh? No way. Do you have vapes? I think them vapes are the worst thing ever. You know what? Everyone I know who come off cigarettes and went on vapes have constantly got the vape in the mouth. Constantly pull up.
That's the way it is here too.
Is it? Oh,
everybody's
constantly got them in their hands.
But I mean, they're getting to where like they here in Indy, anyways, they have made it pretty much that you can't vape in any building anymore because they were all just walking around vaping everywhere, and I'm just like,
that's all they're doing.
You know,
it's constantly in the hands. It's give them more of it. What is it called? What's it called, Lee? When you do it all the time. It's like give us a clue. This we've got a game show called Give Us a Clue, and I feel like when me and Leonie together, it's like give us a clue. Happy. It's I'm waiting for them to all go happy. It's that's maybe does anyone do that, or is it? I don't think it's just us. Do you know if there's a question thing going on the telly? Does anyone shout the answer out? And my husband says they can't hear you. I'm going nighttime, you stupid night. and again, all carried away shouting. Does anyone? Do you do that, Leonie?
I don't think I shout. I don't think I shout at the TV, but I do. You know, I do say I'm just sitting there playing my little game, and I'll say the answer, and then I'll say it again if they're not getting it, and then I just realize fuck, they can't hear me.
I'll say it out loud. I'm like shouting, Misty does it. I'm terrible for it. Absolutely terrible. So I want to know what time it is for you now. So it's 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. So you've got another 2 hours. 6, haven't you? So could go another 2 hours, yeah?
They usually so somebody on Court TV said they usually finish at 4. Judge never works past 4, definitely leaving for the day. I'm just reading
with a verdict.
Without a verdict, yeah, they'll still send them home. They can only work for so long.
Gemma shouts out as well. Thank God, see, not on you.
I mean, like, that's just weird for me because I know some states they will go to 6 o'clock at night, and some will only go to 5.
6 o'clock here as well. On the 2 jury service I was on, it was 6, and after that we had to go to a hotel. If we didn't come to a decision, then they said right, because there was one of us, which was me, and I was right in the end because we were all going, he's definitely got charges for this. He's done it before, and he hadn't. They said they had to do it on the majority. The courts in Mass are different than the West.
Yeah.
They go home while to live. Yeah, they said that before, Flower.
Well, we are almost at 3.5 hours. You guys, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I almost feel like that's longer than I thought it was going to be.
I thought it'd be in the hour. Really did.
A part of me, I mean, I said until tomorrow at lunchtime, but a part of me thought, no way, they're going to come back tonight. They're done. Everybody's done.
Mm.
And I guess they didn't tell anybody, you guys, how late this court is going to go, because even people on Court TV I'm watching their chat go through right now to see if anybody's heard anything, and nobody's heard anything. Some people are saying they already left for the day, but it hasn't been confirmed. So
should be looking that up. Let me look now.
yeah. And the deal
I'll
is,
have it on
though,
the side.
somebody just made a really good point in their chat. They said the clock is still running. So they're right about that. The clock would, well, I don't know if it stops, because I know other jury verdicts, well, no, maybe they do stop it. I don't know. Y'all, I don't know shit. I'm going to tell you that right now. Somebody said, tomorrow I'm doubling my happy pills for sure.
I
am. They go home while deliberating. Yeah, they just go home. Yep. Yes, the clock would stop. That's what Curtis says. So yeah, on Court TV, it is still going on. Let me check out and see if Brian or, well, he's about the only person we can play, right, on that was in court today, because I don't think all right, maybe he's got, let me pull this up real quick, Mags. Give me just a second. Love me some Brian, you guys, Mr. Pretty Eyes himself that walks like he's got to pee all the time. I don't hate him for it.
Pierce has said the judge has to call them in to dismiss them.
Oh, I didn't know that. All right, can you see that on your screen?
Yeah, it's really small. It's only small, so
yeah, it's because it's a short, you guys. There we go.
Yeah, made it a little bit bigger.
Okay. All right, let's
I've
just
got
listen
that waiting as well. Go on.
So this is Brian Inton Investigates, you guys, and this is right after, I guess, the jury went into deliberation. So let's listen to this real quick.
So I'm outside the courthouse here in Massachusetts. The jury has just now started deliberating in the Lindsay Clancy case. You can see the courthouse is right up there. Deliberations have officially started, so it's started around 12:30 Eastern time on Thursday. How long is it going to take? No telling. It's been a complex case. There's been a lot of different medical experts with different opinions. My feel from the jury, from being in the courtroom, is that they are professional, that they're taking this very seriously throughout. They've been dressed professionally. They've been, taking notes. So my sense is they're going to want to go back through a lot of the evidence and take some time. That's just my feeling. I don't know. It could be a quick verdict. Who knows? No one really knows. But yeah, deliberations underway. Manslaughter charge is a possibility now, so that sort of throws a new wrench in things. And it just comes down to, did the prosecution make their case that Lindsay Clancy was not in a psychosis and was criminally responsible for killing her kids and knew exactly what she was doing? And that's what they tried to portray in closings, and the defense tried to portray the opposite, that she was a good mom and that she had this mental health crisis. So we'll see how it goes. Kevin Reddington may come out and talk soon. I'll give you guys an update later. Hey guys.
Oh, would love to hear from Reddington, wouldn't you guys? Would love to hear that. Given how many doubts we all have, I would have expected them out quick, especially now they have all the physical documents in front of them for the first time to go through. That's right. They're back? They're back. Hold on. Wait, what?
Oh, going on now, let me see. The back. I'm watching it. I'm on my phone. Oh my God. Can we write it up?
The verdict, go ahead and pull it up, but the verdict clock is still going.
1K watching Fox 9. Are we all right with Fox 9?
Yes, we're allowed to watch any of those.
High quality nutrition for your cat's lifelong well-being.
Hang on. Fox 9. Oh shite.
See, people are going home. I think they're just showing.
It might be a replay or something.
Yeah, I think they're showing replays. court closes at 4:30, so deal with it. So
no, I think. Oh, I don't know what I've got here, Hilton.
here, let's go ahead and pull up Court TV. Is that it right there?
Court TV.
Okay.
You want Court TV?
Yeah, no, that's fine. Right there, right where we're at. Let's hear what they have to say.
I'll ask you those questions. I'll just turn you right around.
I think this is before you, right, Lee? It's just replaying it. God's got a place in my life then.
Excuse you till tomorrow morning. Thank you.
No. Blow my neck. See that? It is funny at the front. Like a bowl.
Anything we need to address before tomorrow? Council. Thank you, everyone. We'll be in recess till tomorrow. Thank you. All right.
They were brought back to be excused. Maggie, can we back that up a little bit? Because I want to hear what all was said right there. Aussie True Crime, member for 24 months. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. So yeah, all right, so let's stop it right there and watch them come back in. Can you turn it up a little bit, or is that just me?
No, it's me, love.
What we're going to do is I'm going to bring the jury back and just excuse them till tomorrow morning.
Oh.
Yeah.
The bow, yep.
Oh,
the bow is standing tall, y'all.
So that's it then.
All right, jurors entering. This court's now in session. Be seated.
Your Honor, present before the court, we have 12 deliberating jurors and 6 alternates in the matter of Commonwealth versus Lindsay Clancy. All other parties are present.
All right. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Well, I wanted to bring you in. It's been a long day for everyone. And so what I'm going to do is excuse all of you till tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. I just want to, as you can imagine, want to reiterate those instructions. Now you are either deliberating jurors or alternates, possibly to deliberate. So I can't stress it even more than I have for the last 5 weeks. Don't read anything about this case. Don't talk about this case with anyone, even at home. Don't listen to anything. Just put this out of your head. Come back here tomorrow morning. We'll start at 9 o'clock. What'll happen is we'll have you come in. I'll bring you in. I'll ask you those questions. I'll just turn you right around and have you back deliberating. All right? And so with that, with my thanks to everyone, excuse you till tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Court, all right.
Okay, Max, we can take it off now.
We waited all that time.
Well, that's all right. Listen, at least
yeah.
I would rather have a schedule than them to just keep this going. So, yeah. So tomorrow at 9 o'clock, there'll be, well, they say 9. We know, but I don't think there's needs for sidebars anymore. In fact, I don't even think that they can really have them anymore because this doesn't have anything to do with them anymore. It is all about the jury now. So they have gone home for the day with no verdict at all. And tomorrow, I'm hoping is the day because I don't want to go through the weekend worrying about this. And I will worry, and I don't like to worry. So
I want to go
tomorrow, we will go ahead and go right back into verdict watch in the morning. We will be here at 9 a.m. again. And then however long it takes, if they don't reach a verdict by 4:30 Eastern Standard Time, tomorrow, then we'll do the same thing, but then we'll have the weekend off and we'll come right back on Monday. That's how that's going to work. All right, guys. So I guess that's it for us here. We appreciate you guys being here with us. Appreciate everybody for sticking around, especially those that have been here all day with us. It means a lot to me and Maggie. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for the 4K. Woo woo, y'all. Who knew? Max, what says you? You want me to end it or you want to end it? It's up to you, babe.
I don't care, Gail. Either way, it doesn't bother me. It takes me 2 minutes. I'm not bothered. I play a song and I'm gone.
All right. Well, then I will let you do that. Then, like I'm doing you a favor because I need to go get some cigarettes anyways. So, anyways, thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you to all the mad mods. I appreciate you guys. Thank you to the new mods that we have in chat now. We appreciate you guys so much, more than you know. And hope we're just going to leave these on, as far as only being able to type in chat if you're a subscriber, because this morning was crazy and I feel really bad for the mods having to deal with that, but we finally got a hold of it. We know how to do it now. And so that's great. Anyways, Maggie, thank you so much. I love you more than my middle fingers. Y'all be good or be good at it. We'll see you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye. Okay then. That time of night again for me. Bedtime. Finish this cuppa and I'm going up. So I'll see you all in the morning and we can sing happy birthday to Charlotte Tweedy all over again. Good night, everyone. Good day, good afternoon, wherever you are. Speak to you all soon. Bye-bye. Oops. Done it again, haven't I?
Life is hard and life is wild. It can be sad or full of smiles. And every once in a while, you need a break from the mundane. So come back to see your friend, or she'll wonder where you've been. According to Leanie, she appreciates you and all that you do. You need her, but she needs you, and that's the beauty of according to Leanie. So thank you for your time. You are a friend of mine. I'll be happy to see you again on the next According to Leanie. Be good or be good at it. Until next time, love Leanie, love Leanie, love Leanie. Next time, love Leanie, love Leanie. Life is hard and life is wild. It can be sad or full of smiles. And every once in a while, you need a break from the mundane. So come back to see your friend, or she'll wonder where you've been. According to Leanie, she appreciates you and all that you do. You need her, she needs you, and that's the beauty of according to Leanie. Be good or be good at it. Until next time, love Leanie, love Leanie, love Leanie. Life is hard and life is wild. It can be sad or full of smiles. And every once in You need a break from the mundane, so come back.